program. This is literally why I make these videos. Because if you don't buy a car correctly, dude, it can financially ruin you for years. Think about being 200 grand upside down. That's $200,000 that you have to come out of pocket for just to get out of that car. Meanwhile, you're still paying $9,000 a month for that car. Dude, I just took my A12 for a routine service 2 days ago to the Collection, which is the Ferrari dealership in Miami. So within 7 years, you can go and get your car serviced for free. But what they do is you take your car there, you get a free service, and they do a 360 inspection. And they start telling you all these things that are fucked about your car. The biggest loophole is when a client rents a car and gives it to their buddy that doesn't have insurance. It happens on Turo all the time. My boy just had an M4 competition total on Turo.
Welcome back. Shout out to Joe of Level Cars, Level Car Connection. Go back, check out that episode. Great episode with Joe.
King of the GT3.
We're at his spot today, filming with Jayden. J. Cannon Bloom, you might have seen him on Instagram. I got you.
You might have seen him in front of a Car Guru's listing like this, talking about anything depreciation.
People are trying to roast me for that, and I love it. I'm all for it.
Bro, it's fantastic.
Roast you just for doing it?
Yeah, they're like they're calling me like a bozo, like, bro, like just because you put your finger up and start waving it around doesn't mean like we're gonna watch your videos. I'm like, bro, what the hell is this?
But they're
crazy.
Watching the videos, commenting on the videos.
That's the funny part. They're
just hating just to hate, bro.
And that's funny because I think because I've been making so many of these green screen videos, I've been doing it for so long, I have like all these catchphrases like, this car is insane, like, you know, like, just like, people always comment like these different catchphrases that I use, which is cool now.
Right. What's your like pitch line that you always like intro with?
So I always try and hook, as you guys know, the hook's the most important thing. So depending on the car, I'd be like, the market is crashing on this car, or like, wow, I can now buy a 720S for this price. Right. And then I'll go into like my call to action. Right. So if you want to learn how to buy the right cars, make money off them every single month, DM me the word exotic and I got you.
That one. That's the one that I love hearing, bro. It's like stuck in my fucking head at this point, bro.
I do it on every single video. And I get a lot of people messaging me because nobody really knows. Like, what I started to realize is like, dude, a lot of people don't know much about cars, even if they think they do. Like, they don't know what a 720S MSRP'd for and what it's worth now. They don't know what cars are holding value, what cars are 150K lower than what they sold for. Like, look at the SF90 market, dude. I just bought an SF90 for $390,000.
$390.
Really? Under 400,000. I think I'm the first.
I didn't know they cracked under 4.
They haven't. I think I'm the first person in the United States to buy one for under 4.
Bro,
and I got lucky. I got really lucky with that.
What was the deal?
That's a wholesale price, yeah?
Yeah. But so what happened was my boy Vincent, he hit me up. I made an SF90 video talking about Vincent Fisher. It's one of my really good friends.
Fuck yeah.
And I just made an SF90 video being like, bro, like, market's crashing. I won't stop. And he bought one back in July for $500. Okay. And he hit me up. He said, bro, I need out of this SF90. I just watched your video. He's like, do you think we can get I can get SVJ at Carrier? I said, yeah, bro, let's go. We'll go talk to Jacob. Let's go look at some cars. And we got him in an SVJ. The deal worked out. And Jacob took his SF90 in on trade for $380.
Fuck.
Dude, so the next day I literally called Jacob. I said, bro, all I want out of this is that SF90 for $390. Make 10 grand.
Right.
Give me a crazy deal. Let's call it a day. He said, fine. So I managed to pick it up for $390, bro, which is crazy.
What was the specs on the SF90?
So that one has the Assetto Fiorano package. So it's loaded,
for
bro.
$390?
Yeah. All carbon.
All carbon.
You got no lift.
No lift, which sucks. But honestly, I think with the Assetto Fiorano package, it is a little lower than just a base spec. But it's still pretty high up. Like, I don't bottom out ever. I've gone down some steep driveways and
just don't fuck with it. That's all you gotta do. Don't lower the shit.
You don't live in LA, so you're chilling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Miami's a whole different vibe.
Yeah. All right, so let's say I just DM'd you exotic. So you got me?
I got you, bro.
What are we like? What are the best value cars today? I know that's like a huge question, but wherever you want to start with that.
Dude, you know what? If we're talking exotics, I'm big on like reliability because if you're buying an exotic car for the first time, the last thing you want is that car to live in the shop. It's gonna ruin your experience and your the perspective you have towards cars, exotic cars.
Yeah.
So Huracan, you know, there's 80,000 mile Huracans still for sale for $160,000. Like, it's just a car that's so bulletproof that people still love. Now, I do think it has its flaws. Performance sucks. I mean, I got dusted by a Honda Civic Type R in my Evo Spider, which was a little embarrassing.
Wait.
Dusted?
It was bad.
What do you mean?
It was bad.
They should have to have a fucking
Dusted how?
swap or some crazy shit.
Dude, he pulled up next to me.
On the highway?
Yeah, he pulled up next to me, and dude, I put my foot down, and he put his foot down, and it was just like, what is happening?
You didn't hear the turbo spool or nothing prior? You just fucking took off on your ass?
He definitely had some upgrades.
Yeah, this guy had a Need for Speed, or a Too Fast, Too Furious build for sure.
100%.
Easily.
But you know what it is? I feel like all the naturally aspirated cars tend to be slower than like a twin turbo turbo V8 car, something like that.
100%.
But they sound a lot better. Like the Huracan sounds amazing.
They drive a lot different.
They do. A lot different.
It's all relative too.
Yeah.
Like fast, you've driven a lot of fast cars. So it's like people hear you call a Huracan slow. People always get pissed off when people come on here and call a Huracan slow. Yeah. When you've driven everything, 100%. It's slow. 100%. When you haven't driven anything and then you jump in a Huracan, it's going to be like mind-blowingly fast.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And I think now that I've owned an SF90 for honestly only a week, but even that 1 week that I've had it, I don't think I'll ever get into a car faster than that car. Like, it is scary fast.
It's that legit?
All-wheel drive, that hybrid motor kicks in. You hear the turbo whistles. Dude, it takes off to where, like, I even get butterflies as the driver when I drive that car.
Different even than, like, a 720?
Oh, yeah, dude. It does. Oh, yeah. 720.
Wow.
I drove my buddy's 765 LT before it blew up, and, dude, I think the SF90 would take it for sure.
Bro, SF90 is a cheat code.
It is.
But that's like what's becoming the norm now, is that type of setup. Like 1,000 horsepower is what's going to become like the fucking
100%.
norm. Especially if they keep tanking.
Yep.
What do you think the market's going to look like? You think we'll finally kind of hit that bottoming out point, or you think we're going to even go mid-threes?
So the one that I bought had definitely one of the higher mileage ones. It has about 7,000 miles. And I think,
it's just crazy.
But I love how I'm saying the higher mileage ones.
It's an SF90. It's not a Huracan.
It's relative though. That car with the battery
and it's relative to the market. Like the market is flooded with low mile SF90s, still going for 420, 430. I think the price that I got that car at, I think it's going to be that price in like 5 months for sure. Mm-hmm. I think once they hit 15,000 miles, because there's going to be SF90s that are going to flood the market with 15, 20,000 miles. Dude, they're going to be like 360, 370 cars. But I think it's going to take some time still. Like my whole goal with my SF90 was, all right, getting it at a really good price. I probably have like 4 or 5 months of like safe wiggle room to own it and not be underwater.
Right.
So I'm probably going to own it for like 4 months and then probably just sell it for what I paid for. But what's scary about that market too is like, dude, that's such an insane performance car. Like I don't really see many flaws with that car. I actually love everything about it. And it's still tanking.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's tanking?
I think it had too high of an MSRP. Like mine had a $700,000 MSRP, which is insane.
No, you know what it is? Is those cars have battery issues.
That too.
So when the battery dies on those cars, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm just talking shit because I don't know anything. But when the battery dies on that car, if you let it die, sometimes you take it to Ferrari tells you legitimately need to change the battery. It's a $150,000 service job. So that you automatically have a couple problems like that. Owners start getting scared. They start flooding the market with it. So now your $700K car has a $150K problem. You're sitting there right there at $550K just instantly.
You know what another problem with that is? You have to get an OEM battery.
Yeah.
Which is going to cost you $100,000. Dude, I just took my A12 for a routine service 2 days ago to the Collection, which is the Ferrari dealership in Miami. And with Ferrari, this is what I love about Ferrari. They have a 7-year maintenance program. So within 7 years, you can go and get your car serviced for free. But what they do is you take your car there, you get a free service, and they do a 360 inspection. And they start telling you all these things that are fucked about your car. Mm-hmm. They told me that my A12 was profusely leaking oil. Dude, I didn't notice a single drop ever on the road with oil.
They're the dealership. They just want to fuck you. That's the whole point.
And guess what they charged me for that?
So they call it the dealership.
Legit. And they try to charge me $20,000 to fix the oil leak. That they claimed.
They quoted you that, or they fixed it and then tried to charge you.
They quoted me.
Yeah. You know why? It's because they have fucking cars sitting on their lot. Ferrari has the highest inventory for day ratio, out of anybody right now. So they're trying to bring in any money they possibly can, like every other fucking dealership does.
Yep.
As soon as they take the unit in, they're like, all right, we have the car. How do we milk it for the most money?
100%.
And that's what they do.
Especially if you're getting free services. Like,
100%.
Obviously, they're not just going to say, hey, your car's perfect, here you go. Dude, they're going to pinpoint all these. They said I need 4 new tires, which was like $5,000. They said I needed a new battery, $2,000. And keep in mind, I haven't noticed a single issue with this car, and I floor this car, dude. It drives amazing, sounds amazing. And I take it to the dealer, and they're like, yeah, it's all fucked. It's going to cost you $30,000.
Anyone buying tires through a Ferrari dealer too is just...
You deserve to get fucked.
Yeah,
you do deserve it. Bad move.
100%.
Can I say a hot take on the SF90?
Go ahead.
I think it's going to follow a similar pattern to like the 720s or like a lot of McLarens. You know, brand new, like when you buy any type of McLaren, you don't want a brand new McLaren.
Right.
Those are problematic from the jump.
100%.
You want something that's been already put through the ringer, taken to service, done all the shit that's wrong with it, fix it.
To be broken in.
100%. So I think the SF90s are experiencing that crazy drop-off because they have so much problems. People are scared.
Yeah.
Like even look at 296s, bro. There's more 296s with less than like 200 miles for sale than anything else.
And they're going off like 50,000 off MSRP.
Bro, it's
now.
disgusting.
Crazy stuff.
So the SF90s, I think once they get through that like break-in period where they're starting to become a little bit more bulletproof, they're going to hold, and as crazy as it might sound, they might even go up a little bit because once the car becomes reliable, you're getting a 1,000 horsepower Ferrari that becomes a little bit more reliable. That was a 700K MSRP.
Exactly. Yeah, the value prop is great.
It's fucking fantastic.
Oh, the bed's insane. Like even thinking of me buying that car for $390 is insane. I was like, dude, a $700,000 car with 6,000 miles, I'm getting it for $390. Dude, you can't beat that. What other car? Are you
if
getting
there's
the same
another
value,
deal,
you know,
tell me, because I will move off the Aventador and I will get into an SF90 for under 4. I'm fucking
stupid,
game,
right?
So if there's another one, let me know.
I got you.
I'm down for that.
I
Shit.
got you for sure. Dude, there's actually one. I made a video on one.
Said it.
Like
Just
2 days ago.
5% of your commission.
Yeah, deal. But dude, I made a video on an SF90 like 2 days ago, and it's by far the nicest SF90 I've ever seen. I had like a whole 1016 Industries body kit
black
on it.
one?
Yeah, for $430. Dude, Chicago
Who
Motors.
got that car?
Chicago Motors.
They did?
They had it up for $510 and they dropped it to $430.
Mo Kearney was trying to buy that.
But
he
like
put
the
an offer. I
fact,
think he told him, I'll give it to you for $410. And they were like, no, go fuck yourself.
that's crazy, bro. But the fact that, dude, a car like that kind of isn't selling at $430, you'd think at $430 it would be gone like that. Like if I was in the market for one and I saw that, I'd buy it.
There's a lot on the market right now, huh?
A lot. Like 200.
We're both thinking about it. That's a heavily modified
200.
car.
They made like 1,500 total cars.
There's no exact number. People have estimates. I've read anywhere from like 1,500 to 2,000 because they just discontinued that.
I thought they gave a max. I thought they gave a cap limit on it.
I don't think so. I know they just abruptly discontinued it.
Yeah.
I don't think they planned on that after like, what, 3-4 years of production.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many they made.
I just know there's always like 3 or 4 of them at a Ferrari dealership.
Yeah, always. Sitting.
Chilling.
Yep. I wonder, and the SF90 must be one of the more entry-level Ferraris that they offer you. Like if you want to go get an 812, they probably like, oh, you got to buy this first. And I bet you the SF90
Now,
is
yeah.
Now,
but before
now
it wasn't
it
like
is.
that.
Before you probably had to buy a Roma to get an SF90.
Dude, they're going for $1 million. One of my buddies bought his for $900,000.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. And I remember I saw it a year ago, last September. It was at Lamborghini Broward's lot for $595. And I couldn't believe I was seeing an SF90 for $595. I thought that was a steal. I said, bro, SF90 $595, and it was fucked. That's why it was $595.
Right.
Had like battery issues, and still it was just under $600,000. Dude, now you can get a perfectly, beautifully driven SF90 for $400K, just above.
You know the guy who makes the he has the dealership and he makes the videos doing deals?
George. That's my
George
boy.
Sleeman.
Okay, George.
I love George.
Yeah, he had a video about some guy calling and he was like $300K underwater on his SF90
and
loan.
Do you know?
Wait, no, you're talking about Earth motor cars. You're talking about Earth motor cars.
Not Earth. He made a video.
The guy that trades for the Corvette.
Huh?
The one that has the SF90 that goes to a C8 Corvette. You talking about that one?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know
George.
what I'm talking about?
George, and I saw a video
Is
of
it
Alex.
J&S?
J&S Autos.
Yeah, he's also got the Mitsubishi dealership.
Yeah.
It's George. It's George.
But Alex did make a video very similar of like a guy 200K upside down.
Yeah, bro. He went from an SF90 to a base C8 Corvette. That's what he was trying to trade for.
I saw that
because
too.
he was so underwater.
This is the like. Never mind the coaching and trying to get people into my program. This is literally why I make these videos, because if you don't buy a car correctly, dude, it can financially ruin you for years. Think about being $200,000 upside down. That's $200,000 that you have to come out of pocket for just to get out of that car. Meanwhile, you're still paying $9,000 a month for that car.
Yeah.
It's still, you know, like what do you do in that situation? Like if you buy the wrong car at the wrong price and it depreciates 50%, dude, it will literally destroy you. Because a lot of people nowadays also, the minute they start making some money and they think they can go get a supercar, they pour a lot of their liquid capital into that car, and dude, they over leverage themselves a lot. So imagine over leveraging yourself and then being that upside down. You're screwed, bro.
It's fucked. Yeah. That's the problem, though. It's just the over leveraging aspect of it.
So we're like the best 5 values. I want to put a number on it so you just have something to go off of. Best 5 value cars today, as far as safest picks, value-wise, everything in between. You can start low. It can go up if you want.
So there's 2 that come to mind right away. Audi R8. I think I'm not a big fan of 2020 and unders. I like 2020 and above, and you can get like a 2020 Audi R8 Quattro all-wheel drive performance, dude, 150, 140.
They're that low right now?
20, 30,000 miles.
They didn't sticker much higher.
I didn't know that.
Dude, you can get 2017 for like 110, which is insane, like insane. So that and the Huracan, I think those are great. I even think like an LP Huracan is a great entry-level car. You can get that from anywhere from 150 to 200. I love the Evo, but obviously you're looking at 220 plus. I had an Evo all-wheel drive that I paid like $275 for, but I love that car, dude. Sold it for $300, so I made some money on that. That was nice. Had like a full custom body kit. Other really good cars, I really like so if we're talking like low budget.
No, bro, no budget.
No budget?
It's the best value. So even if it's high budget, but it's value there.
Okay. I was going to say, dude, a C706 I think is money in the bank,
could kiss you on
dude.
the mouth
50
right now.
grand for like 700 horsepower.
Disgusting. And
Dude.
650 feet of torque.
Before I bought my 01, I was going to buy a C706, and then I just got a stupid deal on the 01, so I
forgot
had
about
to.
the fucking 01, bro. What is that car like,
Dude,
bro? Please tell
me.
Please tell me, bro. What is the car like?
It's its own it's really its own animal. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, you put your foot down, the whole front end comes up, it screams.
I need
It's
to
like
drive that car so bad.
goes all over the road. You
does
can't
it even grip?
Dude, it doesn't even grip. You can't even pin it in a straight line.
That's why they re-engineered the whole fucking car.
Yeah.
Because that was it. Like, that car is like everything they had in that platform. They dumped everything. They're like, we can't make more power and grip in this fucking platform. So they're like, let's move the motor to the back. Let's re-engineer everything.
Well, they already had that problem. That was the first part. And then they added 100 horsepower.
But it's the same as the 812. It's because it's so front heavy with the front engine that it just goes all over the place. Like, you really can't floor it. You can't use that power unless you're already going like 60 miles per hour and you put your foot down.
And even still, you'll fishtail.
And even then, you'll fishtail.
What's the plan for that car? How long are we going to keep it for?
Dude, I bought it for 118.
You bought it for 118?
Yeah, there's a lemon titled one for sale right now for 129. So I'm probably gonna try and list that for like 139 in like 1 to 2 months. That's a car also I know I'm just like safe on. That
1 to 2
value's not
months?
going anywhere. Yeah.
All right, you got to promise me you'll give me a chance to go to Miami so I can have it for the weekend
Deal,
and drive
bro.
it a little bit before
Deal.
you sell it.
I got you.
Because I need to drive that car.
I got you, bro.
I need that drive
Dude,
that
that car
fucking
is insane, and it's the convertible. I wasn't
Sea-
even like
Sebring
searching
orange.
for one. It was just
Sebring
there.
orange.
Sebring Orange?
Such a good spec.
Dude, I had a Brabus S Class.
Oh, now you like Sebring Orange?
Because you're a big fan of Sebring Orange.
Sebring Orange is nice.
It's fucking
And
good.
they
It's
only
the best,
made
it's the best C7 color.
100%. I do kind of wish it wasn't. I wish I had the coupe a little bit. The convertible. I like the top down for the convertible. I like the look of the T-top a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't even in the market for a C701. I sold my Brabus S Class to my boy Amani Hooker. He plays for the Titans. And dude, my buddy Jacob had just gotten it in like fresh in the lot. Wasn't even listed online. He's like, bro, if you want this, I'll give it to you at a good price. I was like, how much? He's like, dude, I bought it for 113. I'll give it to you for 118. And you're showing me the market. He's like, this is what wholesale is. 130, 140, 150. I was like,
People are
fuck
just
it.
desperate or what?
Yeah, bro. I think you can get steals on cars nowadays because a lot of people
Over leverage, bro.
over leverage.
They
all
want
that it
cash. Out.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's like, think of like the big real estate crash in 08. It's the same similar
It's
concept.
very similar.
Everything is fucking inflated because of COVID. Everybody overextended because of lifestyle, and they're trying to fucking use the car as marketing and doing all this shit. So now everything's kind of coming back to reality, and motherfuckers can't make their payment. They're underwater, and they need to get out of this shit fast.
Yep.
So people capitalize like a motherfucker.
They're just they'll just sell it at payoff.
Yeah,
And
that's
a
it.
lot of the times payoff is like 30 grand on the market, but they just want out of it ASAP.
Right.
And these dealers, from what I've seen, and they're just, dude, they're getting steals on these cars. Like most, like the dealers I know aren't even buying on auction much anymore. They're just getting trade-ins. And they're making
trade-ins,
50,
private
60,
sellers.
70 grand on these trade-ins.
Yeah.
'Cause
Are people
people-
trading it on other stuff or are
Yeah.
they literally just
So they'll-
trying to get out of a car?
They'll trade on other stuff. They'll roll over the negative equity. Like my
Yeah.
boy just rolled over like 30K negative equity from his Cybertruck to a Urus. He bought that Cybertruck 4 months ago.
That was a smart move.
MSRP too, which is crazy.
It's fucking disgusting.
But
What
He
is
rolled
that
some
market?
negative equity into a Maserati Gran Turismo.
Oh,
What a great fucking choice.
but you know, this is the secret to buying cars, or I guess to selling cars. And people don't understand this too, because everyone's like, bro, like, if I buy this car, will the dealer allow me to trade it back in? I'm like, of course. But they're not going to offer you what you paid. Even if you bought a car today and said, hey, I want to trade this in tomorrow, it's 30 grand less than what you paid. These dealers are not going to give you what you paid for the car. And a lot of people don't realize that when you trade in a car, you're going to get smacked. You have to sell the car retail unless you're getting an absolute steal on the car.
Private sale.
Private sale. And a lot, dude, even people I know in Miami that over leverage themselves, they'll be like, bro, just take over the payments, and when we sell the car, you know, you can keep the equity. Like, they just want out of these cars so bad, especially if they're negative. And dude, if you just, it's like one of those things. If you stay patient, you can find absolute steals. And I guess now, because I've only really been buying exotic cars for the last 8 months, because I started my rental car company 3 years ago, and for the first 3 years, I was just driving cars in the fleet. I had every single car I can imagine. I still have a lot of cars. So I've driven like, dude, every Urus you can imagine, Cullinan, Huracan, I've driven every car, dude, like every car. So when it came to buying a car, I was like, all right, what haven't I driven? What would be cool to own? Boom, bought that Evil Spider with the body kit because it was 1-of-1. Sold that, got the 812 mandatory, 1 of 10. You know, like I'm really into these like one-off cars, especially for my brand. I really like to stand out. I don't like to be like everybody else in Miami. Okay. And as you know, Miami has this like stigma. If you drive a Huracan, you're entry-level course seller, or it's a rental.
You're broke.
You're broke.
You're
broke.
Is it true?
Dude, like it somewhat is true.
It's fucking true,
but
bro. It's true.
You're not broke because you still got to have money to get into a Huracan, right? So at least 30, 40 down, 3-4K a month.
People are always talking about it's a relativity broke.
It's exactly. Like once you start making money, you're on the bottom end of those that make money. But a lot of people still can't afford a Huracan, right? But
most people still can't afford a Huracan.
100%. Even with the prices nowadays. Most people can't afford a 570S or an Audi R8.
If you have a Huracan, you're doing great.
You're doing great.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, even a 570S, you know?
Sorry.
But that's why I don't agree with like people that
you can always
say,
do better.
Fuck yeah. I'm
So
inspiring. I'm inspiring the
Own
people.
a Bugatti. You can
do better. Do more. I'm inspiring the people. That's what I'm doing.
Hey,
right now.
Elon Musk is out there.
You do have to start somewhere.
You know, and I am a huge fan of starting small and enjoying the process and the journey. Like I kind of talked about this a little bit because I could have gone to an SVJ. I could have got something crazy. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna ruin like my supercar ownership experience going from an Evo to an SVJ. I just skipped all of these cars that I could have enjoyed in the middle instead of just being like, bro, let's go into 720S, 765, F8, 812, SF90, and then jump into an SVJ. Because, bro, when you're big on social media, you never want to make it seem like you're coming down, right? Mm-hmm. You always want to make it seem like you're progressing in every aspect of life, not just cars, you know, whether that's fitness, your business, whatever it is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But even on the 812 mandatory, I also feel like I'm a little stuck. Because I spoke to Jacob, and I'm like, dude, what do I get after this? He's like, this is what we're going to do. SVJ, Senna, and then Bugatti. I'm like, dude, like,
it's just where you're at.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's where you're at.
I don't want to spend millions of dollars on a car. And speaking of Bugattis, bro.
You get a Valkyrie on the way down.
That's
not
a car
Valkyrie, sorry, Valhalla.
Valkyrie too. Yeah. It's a badass car.
Valkyrie is probably, that's a few mil.
But also, speaking of Bugattis, bro, I know everybody's like, I think it was from Andrew Tate buying his Chiron Pure Sport. Mm-hmm. Everyone just has this like, bro, once I get a Bugatti, like I made it. Bro, they're not even that cool. Like I know like 10 people in Miami that have Bugattis. They're kind of lame now. They're not really special at all. Like
they're kind of lame.
Bugatti is lame.
It's a little lame. Like I can't, you know.
Why is it lame?
I just don't think it's special. You know, when you're buying a car that you personally know 10 other people that have the same car, it's just it loses that special touch. You're just one amongst a lot of people. I hate to say it. Yes, it's a very special car, and dude, if you drove a Bugatti in any other city other than Miami, Dubai, yeah, you're like one of like 1, 2, 3, right? But in Miami, dude, there's Sennas everywhere, Chirons everywhere. Like, it's just not one of those cars that I really look at and
Is there really Chirons everywhere?
Everywhere. Dude, I did a drive to Supercar Saturday.
There was like 9 in a row.
Bro, there's like 11. I was with 11 Chirons.
You have FTX Alex, Lambo Raul,
Wes
Watson, Lados. Who else fucking has
PJ?
one? PJ has one, but he's in Boca.
I almost forgot PJ.
That's 4 people I just named.
There's a big e-com dude. I can't remember his name. He has one. My other buddy who's in e-commerce just bought one.
That's 7.
You have Yado's Fitness. Yeah. He has one. My other buddy, Rich Off Crypto, has a green one.
The green one, that's the one that just bought. With all, he's going crazy with the Jacob and Co's too. He's going stupid. Crazy. He's going like crazy spending.
He's got like 12 cars as well.
Yeah, bro, it's disgusting.
Well, we jumped from the Huracan to the SVJ. Then everyone has SVJs, so you have to.
That's another thing. Everybody has an SVJ,
so you have to stand out and go to the next thing.
That's why I got the 812.
Wild that is.
And the next thing is the Chiron.
You know how crazy that is? He just said everyone has SVJ. It's fucking true.
Yeah, they made like 2,000 of them.
It's
so
fucking
what are you gonna do?
It's wild.
I'd rather have an SV than an SVJ. I think an SV is a more special car.
It is a more special car.
Less
I think
numbers,
it looks more aggressive too, in my opinion.
More aggressive. I think it looks better. Less numbers. There's only like 5 for sale versus like 20 to 30 SVJs on the market right now. Dude, SVJs are overhyped. Amazing car, sounds insane. Like the flame tune that you can do on that car is insane. But why do you want to be like everybody else? That's what I hate, dude. I hate that. I want to get something that nobody has. So I don't even know what I'm going to get after these cars. I might even
SVJs
sell.
Are clean. That's the problem.
Super clean.
At the end of the day.
Oh, amazing car.
They're clean.
It's just like for us at least, it's like the childhood dream.
100%.
So like, part of you has that natural desire to just complete that.
I don't know why
100%.
it's a hood dream. I think it's just a regular dream.
No, it's not a hood dream. No.
The SVJ is almost like
dream.
the
childhood dream. I thought you said child hood dream.
I'm from Downey from Dallas. There's no hood.
That's why I was confused. That's why
it is like the final boss for cars. It's up there for sure. Because most people will never touch a Bugatti. Like, bro, most people will never touch a Senna or Ford GT at $1 million plus. Like, even just thinking about buying $1 million car is insane.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
right?
it's stupid.
It's like, dude, like insane. So,
and do you need it? Do you need it?
Depends who you are.
Because think about the $1 million car. Is there anything? Is it really a better car than everything under $1 million?
It's hard to say.
It is hard to say.
Because exclusivity, marketing, all that stuff, sure, you know, there's value to it there. But if it's just like, I just want this car for its driving abilities and having a good time, is there any reason to do that?
No,
it's just exclusivity.
Yeah, that's
the Lamborghini Veneno right now is listed for $14 million.
I just made a video on that too. $14 million.
$14 million.
$4 million MSRP. So if you bought that at MSRP, you'd be up 10 M's.
I allegedly know someone that was offered one when they first came out.
Damn.
And they turned it down.
Why?
Because it was $4 million.
Oh, so yeah, it's 4 fucking M's.
Because this was back in 2013, 14. Yeah, so they were offering it to people in like 2013, probably 2012 is when they were first showing people the car.
I wonder how many Lambos
you're talking about $4 million at that time.
Oh yeah.
This guy was like big time, very in with Lambo Dallas.
Yeah, with inflation, that's like what today? Probably like $7.5 maybe. $7.5 million.
13 million. And they also haven't driven it. So it's 13 for like nothing. But, you know, I saw someone talking about like, oh, well, for 14, I get this, this, and this, and this. You're like, it's $14 million. There's 3 of them. It's no longer a this versus that game.
Oh, for sure.
This is a billionaire's little playground here.
Oh, yeah. At that level, the person buying that car is not concerned about the money they're putting in. They have hundreds of millions or billions in the bank.
Yeah.
That's a car they're just going to sit on, maybe pass down to their future generations, you know? Like, it's not a car
hopefully drive.
Really, yeah. Well, the one that went up for sale only has 125 miles.
I know, which is why I say hopefully drive.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, no one's
They literally bought the car, put it in a garage.
It makes me sad when I see cars like that.
Yeah, same.
Like Jacob, who owns Cario, just got a SV Roadster in, 67 miles on it.
That car's cooked.
You know?
That car's fucked.
That car's going to have issues.
You got to replace every hose.
Somebody's going to drive it 300 miles?
It's going to break.
Problem.
Yep.
Easily. Problem.
Chris Singh drives his Veneno a lot, no?
Does he?
I think so.
That's crazy.
One of my buddies just bought an SVJ.
I mean, a lot, right?
It
It doesn't have 125 miles on it.
Right.
One of my buddies bought an SVJ, but supposedly I think the car was sitting at the dealership for like literally 8 months. And this is just sitting for 8 months. I think it had a couple thousand miles on it too. Sit for 8 months. He bought it, drove it like literally 20 miles. The seal was leaking, motor gone.
Wow.
Completely gone. So now he's in a battle with the dealership trying to get everything. So he's debating, do I fucking get my money back, fight these people, or do I send it to Gintani and have them fucking just rebuild the motor and twin turbo the shit?
How many miles did the car have? Like nothing, you said, right?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I want to say maybe like 4,000 miles, 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
But it sat for like an 8-month period at a dealership. And that was enough to just cook the seal on it. So he literally drove it 20, 30 miles.
Similar thing happened to my buddy, but he made a huge mistake. And this is actually something I want to talk about. He wanted to get an SVJ, right? So he hits me up, yo, bro, can you come to the dealer, look at some cars with me? I was like, yeah, 100%. I go to Cario with him, and Jacob had like 5 SVJs in stock. And he really liked this Roadster that was like 900 grand. But it's like a factory matte gray paint, baby blue SVJ logo. It was nasty. Gintani exhaust. And he wanted it. Dude, the guy makes a lot of money. Right now he's making like 400 grand a month. So for him to buy that car was, dude, it's like a drop in the bucket. But he was like, nah, bro, it's too expensive. I want something cheaper. And it just so happens Jacob had the cheapest SVJ in the entire country. 30,000 miles for $599. Ends up buying that within 30 seconds of driving it. Car gets into neutral, won't jump out of neutral, $70,000 repair.
Tranny's blown.
Went out.
That's the most common fucking problem.
We can't say that anymore.
But he calls me. He called me, said, bro, Jacob.
Transmission.
Transmission. Let's make that clear.
I was say, bro, yeah. Trump's back. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Tranny's blown. Tranny's blown.
My bad. That's on me. That's on me.
Who blew it? You?
You're funny.
But
I'm
man,
hilarious.
He was calling me like, bro, like, dude, I'm going to sue the dealership. Like, this is ridiculous. I said, bro, you bought the highest mileage SVJ. Everything's priced that way for a reason. And a lot of people make this mistake by trying to buy the cheapest of that car when, bro, there's a reason why things are priced really cheap, right?
The risk is priced in.
Exactly.
But they see 600K and they go, it's still fucking 600K. It can't be that many things wrong with it because it's still holding relative value.
100%.
But it's still gonna fucking break down.
But it's still gonna break.
Fuck yeah.
Because if it was a solid I like to call them rats. If it was a non-rat car, dude, it'd be worth 700, 750, like any other SVJ. You know, so
sound like PJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's true though.
He knows PJ, 100%.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah.
PJ, I love you, bro. but yeah, it's like, dude, you can't buy the cheapest. You got to go for value. You got to go for a nice spec. 'Cause that's what's going to hold value. Like McLaren, I would never buy a non-MSO McLaren, right? Because there's no value in base specs.
Correct.
There's a 765 LT for sale right now with 10,000 miles for 384. Base as it can be, and it's just dumping. Where all the MSOs are like 460, 470, 480. And people make those mistakes all the time. And that's just like not being a car guy, not knowing the car market. Like those are the mistakes you're going to make, you know? So.
Yeah. You're either playing the race to the bottom or you have some value to offer.
Yeah.
I want to rate 2 of my picks.
Okay.
First one. First gen Aston Martin V12 Vantage S. 2015, 85K.
Is it 1 out of 10? Like rated as like.
Yeah, sure. 1 out of 10.
Dude, I love that car.
As like a value pick, safe bet, everything in between.
I'd give like a 9.5. I was actually going to buy one.
Would you put that on your list?
I would.
As an option?
I would. I think that's just a car you can sit on and hold, and you're going to be pretty safe on it.
Yeah.
That car is not going down anytime soon. You know, the new Vantages, the new gens are dumping. The V12s are going
100%.
cheap. But the old gens are at such a good price point. You're getting so much value in car for the money. I actually drove one. It was a V12 2017. Dude, the guy had like every service in his trunk, all service histories. Dude, drove so well. It sounded so good. I think Jacob was asking like 110 for the car. It had really low miles. And I was really debating buying the car, but I was like, it's just not going to really do much for me. It's a cool collector car you just sit on and just have.
Yeah.
But for somebody that wants like a really solid like value piece car, like for 85 grand, like there's really not much that beats that.
A beautiful car.
Beautiful
sounding car.
I'd rather have that than the gen, like the 2019, 2020 Aston Martin Vantage V8 for the same price.
Yeah, same price. It actually even has more horsepower.
Yeah.
It's probably slower because it's naturally aspirated.
And single clutch.
Heavier too, probably, I imagine.
Single clutch is fun though.
Fun, dude. You really feel every gear shift.
Oh, it's the experience.
It's the experience. You know,
there's
you have
character.
100%. It's the experience, part of it. It's a shitbox, but it's a fun shitbox.
But it's fun.
It's fun as fuck.
I love the single clutch. I had my boy's SVJ for a month. He left to go to Europe. He's like, bro, take over half my payment. You can have my SVJ. So I took over half his payment. I sent him like $5,000, and I drove it for the whole month. And that was when I was thinking about what car to buy. So I really wanted to experience an SVJ. Right. His was sick, dude. Viola Pacife, like really nice spec. It was fun. It had a couple issues, like it kept jumping into neutral. But dude, that drive, like when I did a couple tunnel rips, oh my God.
It's disgusting, bro.
Insane.
Sure, it had an exhaust on it?
It did, rift exhaust.
Okay. It has to have an exhaust.
Bro.
Titanium.
Yeah, but you didn't have a flame tune at the time, so it would just like spit flames every time it would like pop.
A little bit.
But now we just put one on and just like, dude, those flames that they just like hold for like 5 seconds. It's insane.
Who do you think has the craziest flame tune Aventor?
Dude, so there's a video that I saw of one in Japan. I don't know if you guys have seen it, the yellow one, going through a tunnel.
I haven't. It's the wrong answer, but that's fine.
Bro, it's the most insane video I've ever seen in my life. The sound and how long the car holds that flame, the whole tunnel lights up. It's like a black tunnel, and then it just boom lights up, and the car goes by the camera, and it's just holding the flame. Dude, I need to show you guys after. It's insane.
Car culture in Japan is disgusting too. They're doing some crazy shit out there. Hell yeah.
Insane. That might be one of the most diehard like car cultures in the world. And they know more about cars than like most people.
Runs deep.
Yeah.
Because they're engineering marvels.
100%. Look at all the JDM cars.
Yeah, the cars that they put out are actually efficient machines.
Dude, a 2014 Nissan GTR is still going for 90 grand. A 2011 GTR is still going for 70 grand.
Crazy.
You know, look at the Acura NSX, the 1996.
Supposedly GTR is like the best car.
Even the Gen 2. Like, I'm surprised those Gen 2s are holding at like 110.
Yeah. Oh, you can't find any under 100 grand. And
why?
What's the crazy one? The Type S or something?
Yeah.
Those are like $220,000.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, they were 3 something when they came out. Though.
That's insane. They hold value stupid well.
My second pick, 600 LT Spider.
Dude, I love that car too. I think for the money, if you can find a really clean one around like 190, 200, I think that's also money in the bank for sure.
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
All day.
Dude, I was going to buy a coupe before I bought my 812.
Roof scoop?
I don't think it had a roof scoop. but it had a crazy MSO paint. It had like a $282,000 window sticker. 1016 hood, beautiful. But I was like, dude, I can't. It's kind of a little downgrade from the Evo. I can't really make that jump. So then I got the A12, which I'm super happy about. But I love that car. I think you're getting a lot of car for the money.
Can eat soup out of the hood.
Yeah, and it's limited. It's limited.
You still have the A12, right?
Yeah.
You ever want to sell it?
Everything he has is for sale.
I know that.
For sure.
That's what I'm asking. How much?
I would have to sell it for like $550.
We'll talk off camera. I'm down for that car.
It's so nasty, bro.
Describe the experience of the car.
Dude, I don't even know how to describe it, bro. It's like one of those cars where it sounds like the exhaust is insane. Very different than the Aventador. A lot more high pitched. But the thing I love about the A12 is dual clutch, so it's so smooth. Dude, you could do a 5-hour road trip in that car and be comfortable. And then if you want to get aggressive, you pop into manual and you do the gear shifts yourself. It's insane, bro. It every time I drive that car, like I literally can't believe I'm driving. Like my mouth opens up like every time I pop into first gear and put my foot down. It's just like, bro, it's insane. And it has that big ass spoiler, all the forged carbon. Yeah, it's a crazy car.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm down for if you're down to sell it.
Oh yeah, let's talk.
We can work something out. I'll get him down for $550.
You know what's funny? That car sold brand new for $800,000, and then George Saliba had it before me. And
that car's been moved around then.
Yeah.
It's been Instagram slutted out for a while then.
It's three owners, and I think it sold before me for $700,000.
What'd you
It has
cop?
about 11,000 miles.
Can you tell me what you copped it at?
I copped it about.
Are you allowed to disclose that?
No, I copped it at low fives.
Okay.
Like 530, 540.
He's media trained. He's very well media trained. I love it.
He got it for 470.
Yeah, I was saying, he's very well media trained.
450, all right.
Bro, but that car did a lot for your personal brand.
1,000%.
It like that's probably when the point you went from like wherever you thought you were at before, and it took you to the next level just from the
something
content.
crazy?
Yeah.
I had 2,000 subs on YouTube when I made a delivery video of me getting that car. And to this day, that was end of December, so 2 months. That video, I had 2,000 subs. I now have about 9,000, just under 10. That video has about 130,000 views to this day.
Fuck.
With 2,000 subs.
Yeah,
it went
ridiculous.
Crazy. I did,
Just for shooting a delivery.
That's it.
How long was the video?
18 minutes.
18 minutes? Solid.
Do you know K-Flesh Photography?
Yeah.
Dude, I did a shoot with him, and we did a collab post, and he texted me like 10 days after, like, bro, this post is blowing
His shit
up.
is legit.
Oh, legit, bro.
He's probably Miami's or like I guess South Florida is probably #1.
Oh, the best.
Videographer.
He's one of my really good friends. We just shot the SF90 last weekend, too.
Like the Florida
D-Jordan Media. Exactly.
No, he's a solid dude, bro. Super, like, down to earth. He works at Champion Porsche. So
Okay.
So he's, like, head of marketing there. So he gets crazy, like, allocations and deals. I think he just bought a GT3 RS 991.
Okay.
But sick car. He stole that car.
What's your take on Porsche and those cars?
Dude, I like Porsche. I do. Like the GT3 RS is sick. I like the 992s. I love the 911 Turbo S. I just don't, bro. It's just I'll get too bored of it, bro. You know, for the money you're spending, I think there's better cars. Now, don't get me wrong. Value-wise, your money's safe in that car, especially for a short period of time, and you're getting crazy performance. But it's just, dude, I hate the Porsche community. Is like the worst community ever. They're so annoying, bro. They have to argue about everything.
There's so many of them.
It's either Porsche or nothing, and they have to always be right. And their car is always superior no matter what. And I hate that. So
how do they do in rentals, in the rental fleet?
So they do well. Actually, one of my first cars was a 911 Turbo S cab. It was a 2015. I was renting for like $350 a day. I would do like 15 days a month.
Yeah,
so it did really well. But, bro, the Huracans, the Urises, and Cullinans, when it comes to rentals, there's nothing really that beats that.
Hating on Porsche was our first way to just guarantee getting views.
Hell yeah. It's because the Porsche community can't stand to hear you talk shit about Porsche.
Right, and they can't not comment.
They can't.
They have
They can't
to.
hold themselves.
They can't call you an idiot
Bro,
and say you don't know anything.
I made a video 2 weeks ago saying the 911 GT3 RS market is tanking because there was a GT3 RS that went up for sale for $329,000. Now, that one in particular had a $250,000 window, so still $70,000 over. But a year ago, the cheapest GT3 RS was like $380,000, $400,000. So I was speaking in terms of that, right? Obviously, I'm not talking about MSRP because there's no Porsche going near MSRP.
Right.
It doesn't matter. If you bought a Porsche 400K a year ago and sold it today for $330,000, you just lost $70,000. So it is tanking.
Yeah.
And they went crazy. this guy's just trying to get views. His credibility's going down the drain. And I laughed so hard. I was like, this is so typical. I got to make more Porsche videos. Like, yeah.
That's how you know you made it.
100%.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's easy.
It's easy.
And that's the big thing. It's like they love to say, oh, how close is this still selling to sticker? You really have to find out what the first guy actually paid for the car.
Exactly. Because he didn't pay sticker.
He didn't pay sticker.
100%.
Or he waited 3 years to get the car.
100%.
And if you're willing to wait 3 years to get a car, hey, maybe you deserve to hold on to your money.
But that's 1% of the population.
Exactly.
Very true.
I can't. That's my issue with like building cars, like getting allocations, and dude, like I just can't wait. Like if I want a car, I want it now. You know?
Exactly.
That's literally my issue, and I'm very impulsive. Like obviously, I'm at that point where I've driven so many cars that I'll never walk into a dealership and emotionally buy something. It has to make sense to me, and I have to feel safe in that equity of that car. But
you're also impulsive.
But I'm also very impulsive. Like I will leave something that day. It just depends. But I have no idea what.
If it's right.
If it's right. I'm all about deals.
Yeah. If it makes sense, let's run it.
Dude, I'm all about ownership experience. Like, dude, in 5 years, I want to look back and be like, dude, I've had over 30 cars, you know? From a ZR1 to an 812 Mansory to all these crazy. That's where owning exotic cars, that's the fun in owning exotic cars. I don't think buying a car and holding it for 10 years is enjoyable. Like, I get bored. I'm sure you guys are the same.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure even the Aventador, you're probably like, dude, there's times where you're like, fuck it, I want to sell it. You know?
I'm there right now. So
Yeah.
He's been there for months.
Yeah, it'll be gone soon.
But the issue that you have now is like, what do you replace it with?
That's the whole fucking point. I'm in the same boat that you were.
What does he replace it with?
Maybe the 812 Mansory.
Exactly. The 812 Mansory. That would be
That
a
thing
fucking
is
fire ass thing.
And you know what's nice about that car? I don't know about the event because you're a bigger guy, right? Lambos are small. Like they're small.
Yeah.
Like you'll never fit in a Huracan. Aventador, probably tight squeeze.
I don't fit. I make it work.
You make it work?
I make it work.
Hell yeah.
I'm tucked, like I'm in that
It's
fucking
like my boy
thing,
Vincent.
tucked
He's like 6'4", 6'5", and
Yeah,
he made it work in the SVJ. He had an Evo Spider. His head was like above the windshield, which was funny.
Yeah, the Evo Spiders, they're nothing. We drove a Performante Spider, and I literally was either I'm below like this or I'm up above like this. There's no
I wish I could relate.
It's because Italians are like 5'7", I think.
Bro,
right?
you're literally built for exactly what the cars are. They built the car for you.
How tall are you?
It's a blessing.
Me?
Probably
Who's
tall.
measuring?
taller than me.
NFL teams.
Yeah,
Accurate measurements.
I'm on the higher side of 5'8".
Okay.
Honestly.
That might be the craziest sentence
I think
I've
I'm on
ever
the
heard.
lower
Yeah.
side.
I'm gonna say 5'9" to anyone that asks, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm on the lower side of 5'8", I think. Maybe 5'8", maybe just touching.
You guys are fucking ridiculous, bro.
But, bro, it's a huge advantage for exotic cars. But you know what's funny, bro? So, the A12, I have carbon buckets, and you can't raise the seat. So my eye level is literally the steering wheel, the top of the steering wheel.
Oh, fuck.
So, like,
it might
bro,
be perfect for me then.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
See, so when I'm in that car and someone pulls up next to me, it's just like you just see my head, nothing else. Which is kind of baller, honestly.
Right,
and then I just fucking rip it.
Like,
So
who the
it's
fuck
kind
is
of
that?
baller.
And then all of a sudden you just
Exactly.
hear the fucking exhaust scream.
Oh, dude, scream. That car's sick, bro. It's definitely like a one of one, like crazy car. And the forged carbon is insane. It has like red flakes all over it. In the sun, it's just like stupid, bro. Stupid.
You should have shipped it out here.
I know.
For the weekend.
So when and how did you get into rentals?
Dude, I've always loved cars. I've been a big car guy my whole life. My dad's been a big car guy, but growing up, I don't come from a wealthy family. My parents came from South Africa with like $1,000. So my dad's been an entrepreneur his whole life, so I've seen him like build businesses.
South Africa.
South Africa.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I was
I
in
can
like,
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Now,
think I'm
now I
Italian.
can. Now I can see it more. Now that you said
I
it,
can see it.
Dude, I get
too.
Italian a lot. I'm a quarter Greek as well, but I was born in Canada, so I'm Canadian.
What the fuck? Are you
I'm
born
like
in
a
Canada?
mutt, bro.
What is wrong with you?
Dude, I'm
Dude,
so,
yeah,
now I'm so
Jesus
confused.
Christ. You throw me
I'm
off,
like,
bro.
I'm like everything, bro. I don't even know at this point either. But dude, my dad. So it wasn't until I was like in grade, like 14, 15, that he started a business, started doing really well with it, and he bought his first like supercar, which was at the time I thought it was a supercar. He bought a BMW 650i, and I couldn't believe it, bro. And then he got an M6 Grand Coupe, and then after that,
What year is this? Because M6s back then were fire.
His was a first edition.
They were
I think
always fire. What do you mean?
It was like 2016. It was a 2014 M6.
Those had the V8s or the V10s?
V8.
Okay.
Sick car.
I like the V10s. That's why I thought.
Dude, his
it
was sick.
The V10s
I
were
was
sick.
like,
those
it
things.
was sick.
Back in those days, those cars were pimp.
Sick.
But that Gen M6 was like one of the best BMW designs. I think.
by
Aesthetically.
by far. But he got an allocation for an M4 GTS, if you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
And he ended up buying it. And he bought it for like 130. And they said at the time, if you got an allocation for an M4 GTS, you could not sell it. And he ended up trading it in for an R8 GT Spider from a dealership in Montreal. So they shipped the R8 Spider out, and I couldn't believe he had that
Matte
car.
white?
Matt White. Dude, it was nasty. One of 333. His was like number 74. It said it on the car.
Yeah.
Dude, it was just like, he wouldn't even let me touch that car.
All little details in that car are crazy.
Crazy.
The mirrors, the arrow in the mirrors, only on the GT.
Yep.
Bunch of different things. The shifter has got the hole in it too.
Yep. Dude, that car was insane. And it sounded insane. And then what he would do so this is where I kind of got the rental idea. Him and his buddy would buy cars together and they'd go 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So they bought an R8 GT and then they got an Acura NSX.
Wait, people don't do that.
Yeah, nobody splits cars.
People don't
That's
split
a fucking
payments on
foreign
cars.
concept.
But what people do nowadays is you'll have 4 guys going on one car. My dad and his buddy would buy one car each, and then they would just go back and forth. So one car was in one name, the other car was in the other name,
right.
But they would share them. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and just... So they end up getting some crazy cars.
That's a fucking genius idea. Let's do it.
We got the Aston.
Dude,
I'll trade the Aston for 2 weeks.
It's smart. Like one of my boys, he's got 2 brothers. They do very well with watches, and Julia actually bought this watch from them. TPT, shout out to them. And
Timepiece.
Dude, they have like 14 cars, but they'll like share all their cars. And I can't think of anything better. They have every car you can imagine. Wide body Cullinan, wide body Urus, 48, SF90. They just bought a 765 LT, like Evo Spider, R8 coupe, like everything's custom body kitted, like the most insane collection.
They just split the payments evenly between everything.
Well, they buy a lot of them cash.
Oh,
so they actually own titles for a lot of those cars. And
so they fuck then.
They're like, yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm jealous of them for sure.
That's fucking awesome.
Jealous.
That's awesome.
But dude, so I love that idea. But this is where I got the rental idea. I was like, dude, I want a fleet of cars that I can I don't want to be tied to one car. I want to have access to multiple cars, but I also want to create a business doing so. And I said to myself, what is there that I could do that gives me that access? Yeah, I could go out there and start a dealership, but dude, you either need insane liquid capital or go find a crazy liquid investor or have a crazy floor plan. It's a very complicated business.
Right.
So what I did when I moved to Miami, I had an M2 competition at the time. It was my personal car. I loved that car. And I was like, you know what? I know rentals are hot down here. Let's throw it on Turo and see what happens. So me and my buddy, he had an M5 comp, threw them on Turo. We used Turo for like 6 months. Terrible platform. Barely made any money. A lot of age restrictions.
Tons of age restrictions.
They take a lot from the rentals. We were doing like a 75-25 split. And dude, we just weren't making any money. Clients were coming back 500 miles on the car. Like, it was just really difficult. And I knew the private rental game was a huge thing down there. I just didn't know how to tap into it. And dude, what happened is I got introduced to a guy who was selling his exotic car rental company. I had like 3 cars. We bought a Maserati Gran Turismo. I had like 3 cars. And he was selling his exotic car rental company, which didn't come with the cars, just the brand. And I wasn't interested in buying his brand. I really wanted to create my own. So we worked out a deal for him to come on board as an advisor. I paid him like 15 grand for him to come on board. And he taught me the whole private game, how the insurance worked, how to vet clients, and how to work with brokers. So that's a huge thing in the business. A lot of people don't realize that there are brokers out there that will find you clients and you just give them commission. So he plugged us in with like 15 of his top brokers, and instantly, we were renting the M5 comp for like $200 on Turo. We're getting $350 a day with brokers, and it was going out 20 days a month. So we started printing. And from there, a lot of people saw us start making money. And I had a lot of buddies that were like, yo, I'll go buy you a car right now if you want to like do a 70-30 split. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. So I actually co-owned 2 Uruses with 2 of my buddies. They're like, yo, let's go on an Urus together. We'll split the down payment, split the payments. So I did that, and I built crazy proof of concept with that. Mm-hmm. And after that, everybody wanted to give me a car. So I went from like 10 cars to like 30 cars in 4 months. And I just started making crazy money doing car rentals.
When was this?
That was so I've been in the business for 2.5 years. I learned how to do exotic private rentals like 2 years ago. And ever since then, it's just blown up. I've rented to crazy people. I've met insane people, like people I would never have access to otherwise. Like Floyd Mayweather. I pulled up to the private airport to his jet in a Bentayga and a Cullinan and saw him walk off, his team walk off, met them, drove the Bentayga to his house in Star Island, $50 million house. Like, where on earth would you get that kind of access? And the thing with cars is like, if you can provide someone a nice exotic car, you're instantly verified. You have credibility, right? They're not thinking, who is this guy?
You have value to give.
Exactly. You have value to give. And they think that you're just like top at the top when you pull up in an exotic car, especially when you can give them multiple different exotic cars. You have variety of selections. And dude, that just opened so many doors for me. But the coaching wasn't actually something I ever thought about doing. I used to get a lot of questions from people like, yo, how does the insurance work? I have this car. How do I monetize it? Like all these, how can I get off Turo? So I said, let's just create a coaching program. And at the same time, I started making content on the car market, just talking about best cars to get for rentals, the best buys, what cars have depreciated a lot, and just blew up, bro. I ended up getting like 100,000 followers in like 6 months on Instagram, and that was the game changer. That brought a lot of traction to the rental business. I have over 700 students now, so created a lot of different income streams, which was awesome.
Yeah. How many times do you post every day?
2 to 3.
You handle all of it yourself?
Yeah.
You're a machine.
YouTube, I have a videographer and an editor, but
Yeah.
on Instagram and TikTok, it's just me. I just do green screen, I just chop it up. And now it takes me like 5 minutes, which is sick.
What would you equate like the number one success to your personal brand growth?
Consistency. Finding a niche and being consistent. Because a lot of people will see people online and they want to copy them. And dude, you're not original, right? You're just a Walmart version of the person you're trying to copy. Like you're not going to, the algorithm isn't going to push out your content that much. But if you can come out with like a specific style, especially tackling a niche, like I tackled the car market, talking about cars. There's only one other guy doing it, and I don't think he does a very good job. And so I was able to add the rental aspect to it as well, and just blew up with that because nobody was doing it. I had no competition, and I was posting so much that maybe 1 out of 10 videos I'd get one that goes viral, but that's 500,000 views, that's 5,000 followers. That's all I really needed. And then after that, now I get 40, 50, 60,000 views per video, but it was just consistency. And bro, if I were to go all the way back and watch those videos, they were ass, bro.
Cringy as fuck.
I can't even believe, I thought that was good.
Right.
But that's what stops people. They're like, oh, dude, I don't have any experience with this. It's going to be really bad. I'm going to get judged. It's going to be cringe. Who cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't, you're going to get better over time.
100%.
It's the same with business. You're going to fail your first businesses, guaranteed, right? You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to want to quit. But if you stay consistent, dude, you're bound to become successful. And I think that's literally the only reason why I became successful. I just never stopped because I don't have any sort of crazy academic background. I hated school, never got good grades. I was a personal trainer making 30 grand a year out of college and just tried stuff and just kept at it, and that's it.
Where were you personal training at?
Equinox.
What a spot.
And I did it just to network. I knew I was going to be able to meet people there. And I actually got into crypto through a kid that I met at the gym. And that's where I made my first 6 figures.
Through crypto?
Through crypto.
What coin?
SafeMoon.
SafeMoon? The SafeMoon run up?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's crazy.
Wow.
Dude, I turned $5K to $500,000. But I didn't sell at $500K. But I still made some decent money.
That's fucking awesome. I remember the SafeMoon days.
And then I was doing online coaching because that was during COVID. And with online coaching, that was where I made my first $10,000 a month. And I was making that consistently. So I started to gain experience, just building my own businesses. And then I had some capital to play around with. And then I came to Miami and I had $50K liquid and I bought a Maserati with all the money I had and lived broke for a year building the company. And now it is where it is.
When did you move to Miami?
2022.
Where were you at before?
Canada.
So you're Canadian.
What part of Canada?
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Out west, yeah. Just down the coast.
Vancouver's a vibe.
It's a vibe, but that country's so ass, bro.
Fuck yeah. You guys are about to become the 51st state in a minute.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think it'd be the best thing that could happen to Canada.
Bro, 100%.
It's just too liberal. It's just, I'm not a very liberal person.
100%.
I hope you can tell, hopefully. But my hair isn't blue and stuff. But, dude, it's just the taxes, the people, the opportunities. There's just nothing going on. All my friends that I went to college with, they're all just working 9 to 5s and they're happy with it. Yeah. They're happy climbing the corporate ladder. I was like, dude, I'm never going to be able to drive an exotic car in my 20s if I'm climbing the corporate ladder. None of my friends from college have an exotic car. Now, I'm not saying they're not wealthy. Or I'm not saying they're broke. I'm sure they just don't, whatever it might be, but different values, right?
100%.
Different values.
Yeah. Some things are different or important to different people.
Exactly.
I have to have supercars.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's a need.
It's a need. And I'm actually so thankful that I've managed to build a brand around supercars because now I can just tell myself I need to have a crazy collection of supercars.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
So you said you were always into cars. Was it always kind of just supercars and exotics? Is that what you fell in love with?
Yeah, growing up, I feel like every teenager, we love the M3s, the M4s. I wanted my first car to be an M3, a E46 M3. I ended up getting a 2002.
Every teenager might be a bit of a blanket statement.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, you wouldn't say so?
I wasn't super into M3s as
No?
a teenager, no.
What did you like?
Lambos.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's Lambo or bust. Always.
I guess for me, I never saw them as
I liked Audi actually. The
Audi is
RS5.
cool.
I was a big RS5.
I like
fan.
Audi a lot. I just never really looked at Lambo as a realistic thing for me at that age. I think that was where I looked at M3s, M4s, I was like, damn, okay. Like in a couple years, I could probably do this. I thought they were crazy cars.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's Canadian too. You gotta
yeah. So I think that's what it was for me.
I was like, how fast can I have Lambo?
No, for real. But my first car was a 2002 330 Ci. I had 120,000 miles in it. I bought it for $8,000, and the transmission died while I was on the bridge. So that was fun. I had to like push it off the bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah.
This is in Vancouver.
In Vancouver.
There's a place that's the bridge.
The bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's insider knowledge right there.
The bridge.
The bridge.
I don't remember what that bridge is called, to be honest.
Yeah. Because it was just the bridge.
It was just the bridge. But I've always loved BMW. I guess my dad was a big Beamer guy, so I just naturally went down that road.
Makes sense.
I got a 240i M after that. Then I got my M2 Comp. I actually cried when I bought that M2 Comp. I like couldn't believe it.
Fuck yeah.
It was like a huge goal of mine, huge dream. And which is crazy to think because I literally cried when I got the M2 Comp. And then I bought the Evo and I didn't really feel any emotion at
Even
all.
the SF90.
Bro, zero emotion, bro.
It's normal.
Even the A12, I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Sick.
That's sick. So I kind of do miss like how desensitized I am to cars because younger me looking to where I am now, bro, he'd be fucking balling. You know what I'm saying? Like couldn't believe it.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy, and I'm sure it's the same for you guys.
Now the toys just have to get bigger.
That's it.
Cribs.
100%.
The desensitized part is hard.
It is.
Do you like I don't know.
It's like talking about the Chirons. I know so many people that have Chirons. How can that car be exciting to me? I see it every single day, whether that's at Cario, because I'm there like 3 times a week, or whether that's driving down the street in Brickell, because they're all driving their Bugattis through Brickell. Like, I see them every day. How can I be excited over that kind of car?
Yeah.
Have you driven one?
I haven't.
It's a fucking experience.
Oh, I can imagine.
I got to drive PJs.
Okay.
That shit was fucking
It's
next
crazy.
level. Well, bro, because like it's okay. So when you're doing it for the first time, it kind of is like an interesting experience because there's so much shit happening because you're about to drive a Bugatti for the first time.
Right.
So the first thing you do is you get in, you're looking inside, and you're trying to like familiarize yourself with everything, and you're taking in the interior, and then you start driving, and all of a sudden you feel the suspension, and you're like, "Fuck, bro, this is like nothing."
Yeah.
Then you hear this noise that you've never heard before. You're like, what the fuck is this? And it's the W16 fucking, like, it literally sounds like a jet engine. So as that's happening, you're trying to take it all in. You need like 2 hours with the car to like really get it in. I had like 20 minutes with it. So I was trying to dial it all in at the same time. But it's literally like, imagine like a 765, a Bentley GTC, and maybe an SF90 had like a little baby. Oh, yeah. That's kind of what it is. On crack.
On crack.
On crack. Because every single aspect is fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
From the dials to the way the shifter is, the sound, the feel, how fast it picks up acceleration. It's too much. And it's like a sensory overload.
And I think that's exactly what would make me excited about the car. Like, the looks are one thing, but the experience of driving, same with the SF90, like, the looks are cool, but when you drive that car, it's like, holy shit. You know, so it's probably the exact same experience. And I'm guessing when you drive a Bugatti, that's when you're probably going to be like, all right, I understand why everybody works towards buying this car.
Bro, fuck yeah.
Because it's just
then you're
going to
get it,
experience.
and the same thing's going to happen though.
Yep.
It's how the way the world works. It's fucked. This way where we live and the way the world is. It's just every time you move the ladder, you're going to get desensitized. You're going to want a bigger goal.
But that's a good thing too, though.
Oh, 100%.
You have to get to that level to achieve that level, right? Once you're around things that aren't that exciting to you, I feel like it's then comes a lot easier to achieve that goal, that item, whatever it is.
And you got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
You can't just stay stagnant. At least
100%.
I'm big on just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
I don't know why people end up in Porsches.
Maybe.
They get desensitized to everything. They don't care anymore, and they're just like, I just need the Porsche.
It could be.
You know what it is? Is I think one of the reasons people end up in Porsche, this is like Qasim's sake, like why he's thinking with the GT3RS, is people who drive their cars and really beat the fuck out of it, when they start having too many problems with it and they realize how fucking problematic it is and spend all the money on service and fixing all this shit, they just get to a point where they get desensitized. Yep. So all they want is something fast and reliable. And that's where it fits in.
And I think you nailed it too. I think once you've had enough exotic cars, you just want reliability. That's it. You don't care about...
And not too much. A lot of them don't want too much attention either.
Yes, 100%.
I've had all the attention. I don't need any more of the attention.
Bro, believe it or not, I love how quiet my SF90 is. Like, I love driving on the street and you just hear little turbo whistles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because the A12, I cannot drive that car quiet. Everyone's filming, and I love that. But there's times I'm like, dude, I just want to go from point A to point B and just like quiet, chill.
That part I feel you. That part I do feel you.
You know, because the Aventador, you don't get that either.
Fuck no, I can't drive. I can't
I can't drive next to him and have any.
You haven't heard mine. I'm not even kidding, and this people can talk shit. I might have the loudest fucking Aventador
What exhaust
in
you
Southern
have?
California. I have Voodoo Designs makes like a special. It's called a serpentine exhaust.
Okay.
And it's like a 1-of-1 exhaust. The way it's designed, it's some fucking crazy like inches thing where the way that the exhaust like all translates into one. No cats, of course, stray dogs.
Yep.
And it's literally fucking insane. Like they give me shit when I turn the car on.
Really?
They just walk away. They're like, I don't want to be next to the car.
It's just too loud.
It's too loud.
It's so loud.
It's disgusting loud.
You like it?
I love it. It's like I achieved like that again, like we were talking like that childhood dream.
Yep.
It's fun. It's enjoyable. The shitbox feeling of it, the sound.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm at that point where I'm over it, and
Yeah.
I want to be calm. You want my opinion? I was thinking about just moving into a Cullinan and being calm.
You're gonna get too bored.
You think so?
You're gonna
Thanks.
lose. Yeah, you're gonna get really bored really fast, and you're gonna end up buying another exotic car.
I'm at that point where I want something.
Supercar
calm.
connection.
Yeah.
Cullinan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
motherfucker, I
it's
got a
cool
Cullinan.
car.
Bro, get out of here.
with orange guts.
I mean, just speaking from because I've had so many Cullens in the fleet. I've driven every interior you can imagine.
I have a Z06 too, so that's a supercar. Right there.
Which one? C8?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a fun car.
See what I mean? I have a Cullinan Z06.
But I have the 01, and I don't look at that the same as like the A12 or the SF90. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course not. It's a fucking ugly
'Cause-
stepchild. But
For sure. And even the value, like having that, you're like, all right, I need to have a supercar. I can't just have the Z06 because that's not a supercar. Like a lot of people like to think that these kids buying Z06s, and it's cool. Like they're buying Z06s, it's still $100,000. It's nowhere near a supercar. Yeah, it's cool performance, but a Hellcat's not a supercar, and the Hellcat has the same performance, right?
It's a different type of performance.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Depends
on
I
the
get
type of
what you're saying. I get
But
what you're
like,
saying.
yeah, like supercharged V8 engine, like
100%.
You're getting crazy horsepower. You're getting just straight line power, no handling whatsoever.
I get you
It's
100%.
not a supercar, you know?
Right.
So what is SF90 or bust for me?
At
or
that
what?
point, you reach the
cool.
you reach the question of like, does it matter?
Yeah.
Is it the purpose of being able to call something a supercar, or is it just
Enjoyment.
yeah?
And I think a
Do
lot
you
of
think the car is sick?
exactly.
Do you enjoy the car? Do you walk to your garage and see your car and smile?
But that's a huge thing because I actually made a video. It was like a remix of Bryce Hall. He just bought a GTC4 Lusso, I think. Ugly ass car, bro. Like, come on, bro.
It's a clown shoe.
Yeah. And because he made a video being like, oh, everyone thinks this is an FF or $100,000.
He
It's a
loves this
GT.
fucking car.
It's just not for me. A lot of people like the wagons. It's just not my vibe, not
Same.
my style.
Same.
You're
But I
from
made it-
Vancouver.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's the
us-
same as the RS6 Avant. That's a cool car, but it's just
Not
for me.
It's
as
not my
not as
style
hot
either.
on the RS6 as the
It's not my style
GTC.
either.
No, for sure. And you're getting a V12 engine, which is sick. Like if you have a family and you want a V12, it's a badass car.
Yeah.
But being like, nah, in your 20s with a GTC4,
No,
nah.
you're a fucking dork. You're a
You're a
dweeb.
dork.
You're a dweeb, bro.
Bro,
I
it
don't
also,
care
looks,
what you're a
bro, it also
dweeber.
looks like you bought the cheaper Ferrari as well. It looks like you bought an FF, which is $100,000.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, lowered on some 3-piece wheels.
Just go get an
those
F-
cars look.
Go get an F12.
No, for sure. And you slam it, yeah.
Go get an F. You're gonna buy that car. Go get an F12.
100%. But I made a video just being like, bro, bro, there's so many better cars you could have bought at that price range. And it was actually Kevin, Ecom Side Hustle. He commented, he was like,
What do you say?
he was like, bro, it's not, a lot of the times it's not all about like what others think. If he enjoys the car, good for him. I said, dude, 100%. I totally agree with
Ecom
that.
said this.
Yeah.
He came to defend somebody.
He did.
Fuck, I thought
Crazy,
you remix
right?
it and talk shit.
I know.
In case you guys don't know how to start an SVJ.
Yeah. Or if you want a car tour,
Yeah.
he's the guy to go to for car tours.
He's awesome.
But that's what he always says. He's like, I don't care what any of you think.
Yeah.
I like this car for this reason. I like this one for this reason. If I don't like it, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna get a different one.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna get what I like. I sold the GT for this. Sure, it's less, but this one's more fun.
Yeah, he bought that 765 LT carbon exposed from Cario. That's a sick car.
Fucking sick ass.
I think he
car.
got it for a good price. I think he paid in the high sixes for it.
Yeah, or like very low sevens,
Something like that.
Still got a fucking really good
I
deal.
think it was for sale for like $899 for a
It's a
while.
ridiculous
Yeah.
fucking car.
Oh yeah,
Like how many of those are there gonna be?
yeah, exactly.
How many fully
How many
exposed
are
carbons
those?
are there?
Like,
I don't know.
dude,
I
what
think
question?
there's like eight
That's
to
fucking
10.
ridiculous,
I remember I
bro.
searched it up, and there's like 8 to 10. My buddy just bought a crazy 765 LT Pacific Color Stream. Oof,
Sexy.
insane.
Sexy.
Yeah, insane car. But going back to that point, dude, it's all about what you enjoy. You're gonna get shit on no matter what if you buy a car that people don't like. But if you enjoy it, who cares? Like everybody thinks, they're like, bro, why would you buy an SF90? They said that to me. Like, dude, the market's tanking. I thought you were the car guy. I'm like, if only you knew what I paid for that damn car. You think I bought that car for $450?
Right, you didn't
Come
pay
on.
$700.
Exactly.
The market tanked, and is tanking-ish.
And it tanked, and I bought it at even before it's tanked to where it's going to tank to, you know. So at that point,
ridiculous.
it's like, bro, how can you lose? You can't. And of course, the average Joe can't go into a dealership and buy an SF90 for $390. But that's where building dealership relationships come into play. And this, I tell people this all the time. Everyone wants to shop around. They buy one car from here, another one from here, and then they sell it to here, and they buy. You're never building a relationship with a specific dealership. If you can go in and build a relationship with one dealership, Cam, he has an insane relationship with Eurocar.
Yeah.
Bro, they'll give him cars for steals.
Just keep going.
But a regular dealer isn't going to let you go in there and buy a car 30 under what they're asking is, even if they're making money.
Yeah.
But if you have that relationship and you're bringing a lot of value to the dealership, whether that's you're bringing people or you're buying cars, dude, you're going to have a lot more leeway to get a crazy deal, which is the only reason why I managed to get an SF90 for $390. That's the only reason. It would have been a $450 car to anybody else.
Bro, but that's the
so you're saying it's better to go back to the same dealership and buy cars 100%. Instead of shopping around to maybe find the best spec.
100%. It's the same as going to the same mechanic. He's going to take care of you time and time and time again. If you just shop around, you have no relationship. Like, this world is based off of relationships.
Yeah.
That's
the
it.
number one life skill set.
That's it.
Relationships.
It's not about what you know. It's not about what you do for a living. It's about who you know and who you have relationships with.
You might find a spec that you like better, but you're not going to get as good of a deal.
Exactly.
That's the fucking key.
But if you go to a dealer, he can always source you cars. Like, if you have a really good relationship, he can source you a car. But Jacob gave me his Mannheim login, so I can just go and scroll.
This fucker likes you then.
Yeah,
He
bro.
trusts to come up.
But
That's
dude,
awesome.
I bring him a ton of business.
I know.
But that's how we built a really good relationship.
Right.
It was built off of me bringing him clients and not really asking for much in advance or asking for much from that. And in turn, him taking care of me when I wanted to buy cars or boys were coming in and wanted deals on certain cars. Like, we just built this really, really good relationship. Then we started hanging out and just became really good friends. But that wouldn't have happened if I went to all these different places. Like, I can't walk into Limited Spec and be like, hey, what's your cost on this car?
Right.
What can you give it to me for? But I can do that to Jacob because we have that relationship, right? And that's it.
Yeah. But is that even still just the average person? Like, if I buy 3 cars at the same dealership, am I going to be able to then walk in and go, hey, what can you give this for me?
You have a way higher chance or way higher percentage of doing so than a random dealership.
Yeah.
For sure. Because you have negotiation room. Be like, bro, I've bought 3 cars from you. I've spent X amount with you. Can you just hook me up a little bit on this car? And they're never going to just be like, no, off the bat.
Right.
They'll think about it. Or they'll be like, dude, my cost is this, but I can give you a really good deal on this car. And now you're talking about different deals, all these different things,
It's like a 10-car rule. Either you buy or you bring business.
Exactly.
10 cars. And then they're
10
like,
cars.
all right.
But that was the thing. Before I bought any cars, I was bringing a ton of business. Mostly investors that wanted to buy cars for the rental fleet, I'd bring to Jacob just because he had the most insane selection of cars. I mean, the guy has like 300 plus cars in inventory. So anybody that has a specific budget will be able to go there and buy something. Whereas there's a lot of dealerships where you can't do that. So it's just really easy to bring someone with a 50K budget, 80, 100, 200, 300. There's always a car for them. And that was it. I just started, building a relationship with him based off of that.
Yeah.
Bro, isn't it sick as fuck that we're talking about using like exotic cars for rentals as an investment vehicle?
Bro, it's one of the best investments you can make.
It's fucking awesome, man. The times we live in.
Bro,
just
the returns though are stupid.
What is the return on it?
So let's just say Huracan, easy math. Let's say you buy a Huracan cash for $200K. In Miami, you're going to rent it out for $1,000 a day. We do like 15 days a month on a Huracan. So if you have no payments whatsoever, maybe minus $1,000 for insurance, let's just say, you're still making $14,000. Over the span of a year, you're making well over $100,000. Obviously not factoring any maintenance that I might need, whatever. But you're still making over 50% ROI off that asset. And if you buy it correctly, you might lose 10, 15 grand in depreciation, but you're still netting over 50% ROI. Whereas there's no real estate that you can buy that's going to give you the same returns. Now, real estate isn't really about the cash flow. It's more about the equity, right? Because real estate appreciates where cars depreciate. But if you can buy the right cars, like a Urus, bro, if you buy a Urus at a really good price point, good mileage point, put 10,000 miles in it and sell it, you're not going to lose much money, right? And people don't realize that. And the biggest thing with the rental game is people will go buy brand new cars. They'll rent it out for a year. They'll make $100,000. Sell the car. They just lost $100,000 in depreciation. They made no money, right? They're net positive zero. Yeah. So it's all about buying correctly, maximizing rental revenue, and then selling correctly as well. That's really how you win in this game.
So you run a car for like a year on average?
A year. 10, 15,000 miles, and then we try and move it.
We're not even talking about claims either.
Oh, yeah. That's a
little hidden trick.
That's a crazy.
If that's not in school, put that shit in school. But
yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Because there's a lot of things that you can fight for that people don't realize. Diminished value, loss of use, if it's a rental, all these things.
Depending on which state you're in.
Yes.
You guys have diminished value.
Yes.
We don't.
You guys don't.
We do not have diminished value here.
Wow.
So again, You know,
we don't have diminished value.
We do not have diminished value. So like with them,
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I think diminished value is only in 12 states.
Wow. I wonder why that is, bro. Because that's the biggest thing when you get into an accident, especially that wasn't your fault. Dude, once it hits the Carfax,
it is.
You're cooked.
You're cooked, 100%.
Even if you bought that car correctly, you're cooked.
Trust me, it's a whole fuckery. But that's why the rental game and everything changes based on where you're at. Because remember, insurance law varies tremendously state to state.
Right.
At faults versus not. And like, again, it's a fucking huge difference. So that's
100%.
why, in my opinion, the rental game, and this is someone that doesn't do rentals, doesn't own a company or anything like that, knowing that side of the game can make or break or boost your business
100%.
tremendously. Like imagine if you own a collision center and start a rental fleet. You're locked in at that point.
Yes, you can file diminished value claim in California if you're not at fault.
It's incorrect. I'm telling you right now. You're talking to somebody that's 40 years insurance claim experience. Does not work like that.
Interesting. I wonder if you have a good attorney. It might.
I imagine it depends on a very specific situation. But
Yeah.
diminished value claims don't really
Because I have attorneys that I work with, and the best part is they don't charge up front. They just take a percent. And these guys, bro, I don't even know what they do, but we're talking 5K repairs.
They're attorneys at that point, bro.
They're attorneys.
They got license to just steal at that point.
Bro, we're talking 5K repairs, 40K payouts.
Yeah, bro. It's ridiculous shit.
Bro, I've made like 30K profit off of some of these claims.
Ridiculous shit.
Off of like a fender bender on a Huracan that wasn't that was the client's fault or even wasn't his fault. Doesn't matter.
What is the PI game down there like in Miami?
Like the PIs and like personal injury. So one of my buddies is a huge personal injury attorney, and the dude's he makes a lot of money, bro.
You need a lawyer, but you can file.
And if I could go back in time, if I could go to school and become anything, it would either be a claims attorney or a PI lawyer. 1,000%. Anything that you can go after insurance for, you're printing, right? And especially where you can provide a service where you're not even charging up front, you're just taking a percent. Like my boy charges 33%, and he'll get you paid 100K, 200K for settlements if you're in an accident, you get injured.
Is it in your face as much? Like, do you see billboards and everything else between down there?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's in your face?
Tons.
Every other billboard here is accident claim.
Yep, same in Miami.
Shout out to Sweet James.
But that's a crazy business.
Every
Fuck
billboard.
yeah, it's a crazy business, bro.
Yeah.
But it's a
Not
like,
actually shout out Sweet James. It's just all the billboards.
It's like the rental game. It's semi-niche. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to maneuver. You have to know each situation is very specific. So you have to know exactly how to present it, what to do. It's very niche shit.
And the biggest thing is if you don't know how to verify insurance properly, you miss one question, that could in turn be the deciding factor of whether or not you're going to get covered on a $200,000 car, you know? And this is why we teach this time and time again. I've won so many claims with my insurance verification process. I don't have commercial fleet insurance. I literally use the client's insurance every single time. I record the phone call. So if the company, State Farm, Allstate, whatever it is, wants to deny the claim,
No, motherfucker.
send it to the attorneys. They send a demand letter with the recording. And now they have no choice but to pay out. It doesn't even matter if the client's cooperative or not. It does not matter. I get paid out every single time. But it's all about asking the right questions. And I've lost a lot of claims when I first started, missing questions, like forgetting to ask if the policy is active. A lot of the times the policy is under 30 days active. It's really hard to get coverage because they're going to say that the client created a brand new policy just to rent the vehicle. And they'll say it's like,
really?
They'll use like a fraud case. Yeah.
Wait, so you record the call with the insurance?
Yeah, with an agent. And a lot of the times, agents don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Agents don't know shit. They don't know a damn thing. They
you
just sell
call
the
in-
policy. They don't know shit.
If you call in 3 times and ask the same questions, you're going to get 3 different answers.
Bro, they're all
I
stupid
swear.
as fuck.
I swear. So one will tell you they're not covered. The other one will tell you that they're covered. The other one will say they don't know. And then you just use the person that said they are covered and use that as evidence. Provide that, now you're winning every single time.
Walk me through the average, like, I'm coming in and I want to rent a Huracan. Walk me through the average phone call and questions you ask the insurance company to get everything dialed in.
So, like I said, you have to make sure they have full coverage. That's important. You got to make sure that their policy covers the cash value of the car they're trying to rent. And a lot of companies, they won't even tell you this, Progressive and Geico, they're moving more towards covering the value of the client's vehicle on policy. So a lot of the times, if somebody has a Tesla Model 3 and they want to rent a Huracan, and it's Geico Progressive, I know I'm only going to get $30,000 worth of coverage. So I'll deny the claim, or I'll deny the rental. So you basically just have to ask those questions, make sure the policy is active, make sure their policies transfers over to rental vehicles. And you have to state like who you are. I'm speaking on behalf of Mercy Luxury. That's my business. Client's trying to rent this car. A lot of companies will make the client call in for specific questions like birthdays and stuff like that.
Right.
But as long as you record everything, I mean, They're going to be pretty solid. Now, the biggest thing on top of that is the rental contracts. Like, once they sign that contract, I spent like $7,000 on my contracts when I first got started. And those have saved me on so many claims. You really got to have that dialed in, and you got to have the insurance verification dialed in. You send both of those to the attorneys. You sit back. Within 90 days, you're getting paid out.
What are the little clauses that you learned in the contracts that are so fucking crucial?
It's more so just like stating that, like, so this is the biggest loophole in the rental game. If you rent a car from me and you give it to your buddy and he crashes, a lot of the times I'm going to be pretty screwed because you weren't the driver of the car is now be driven by somebody else. I have to sue you personally for damages if your insurance company denies a claim because you weren't the driver.
And that happens pretty often?
I've only had it happen once. It cost me $30,000. Yeah, and I kind of saw it coming. That was kind of my bad. I rented to a broker, said the car was for him. I had a weird feeling that it wasn't for him.
Right.
Gave it to his boys, didn't have insurance. They ended up hitting somebody. That person now is suing me, my company. So I just hired an attorney to defend me on that. That cost another $7,500.
I was going to ask you that question.
Yeah.
That's, I think, part of the reason, like, so I own a collision center. That's what I do here. So that's why I know the scale of the knowledge in that side.
Right.
I've always wanted to get into the rental game, but one of the biggest things that's always worried me is the liability aspect with that specifically. Yeah. You rent out a car to somebody, even for me, like I can even do it on the low scale. I can get a fucking fleet of Corollas and just rent them out to my clients that are they're already going to enterprise and just bill the insurance. But if that person on a 1530 policy goes and fucking kills somebody, they're going to come back to the owner of the vehicle, which is me or the company.
That's where your contracts are so important. Because, for example, there's a lot of laws in Florida. There's something called the Graves Amendment, where if that car is a rental vehicle and a client is driving the car on a rental and hits somebody, that person that they hit can't sue the company. They can't. They have to sue the person driving the vehicle, which protects people like myself. So
it's in the state of Florida.
In the state of Florida. It's called the Graves Amendment.
Got it.
And it was, I think, it became active in like 2006 or something like that, because this was happening a lot. My buddy...
Common sense law, huh?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And my buddy actually had somebody die in his Maybach sedan. But they were going 100 miles per hour down the Venetian Causeway at 3 a.m. after 11, drunk out of their mind.
Vibes.
Hit a pole, car blew up.
Vibes.
Car blew up. Yeah. So you got to imagine when that happens and everybody dies in the car, the families are suing the rental company. But he was, because of his contracts, he could showcase the speeding alerts of them speeding and all these different things. He wasn't held liable. Because with my contracts, when you sign that contract, you are taking on all liability. I do say, like, if something happens, I am not liable. You are understanding the risks associated, renting this vehicle, and that with the insurance verification call, and you're pretty much golden. Now, if the car blows up, so I had an SCO catch on fire, like out of the blue. It just caught on fire.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I had a Huracan SCO, $400,000 car. My boy's car just caught on fire on a rental. My boy was renting it. He calls me. He's like, bro, the car is driving weird. It's like not really... I can't really give it power. So I was like, that's weird. He pulls over, gets out, car's smoking. He FaceTimes me. It wasn't a lot of smoke. It was like, it wasn't even dark smoke. It just looked like it was smoking. So I said, bro, it was really hot that day. So I said, dude, just chill on the side, let the car cool down. Maybe just, give it 10 minutes. Not even 30 seconds later, he calls me back. The car is engulfed in flames. By the time the firefighters came, which took like 20 minutes, and they put the fire out, there was like one wheel remaining and the exhaust. That was it. Everything was melted. They couldn't even pick up the car. Everything was melted. That was an 11-month insurance process because we didn't get the attorneys involved because they take 40%. So on a total loss,
you can't do that.
You can't. We had to fight it ourselves, and we won. They paid out like $390,000, which was awesome. Had the car in the fleet for over a year. The car was probably worth $360,000.
Right.
But dude, it took 11 months. It was crazy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Wait, so earlier you said that this was the biggest loophole in the rental game, I think you said?
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually answered that. What were you going to say?
Well, the biggest loophole is when a client rents a car and gives it to their buddy that doesn't have insurance. It happens on Turo all the time. My boy just had an M4 competition total on Turo. This woman rented his car, gave it to her son. He crashed it. And obviously you're renting through Turo, so you got to
be like
liable.
30 years old, so she rents it.
But it's just about your contracts. You just have to state this car cannot be given to anybody else, all these different things, and now that person's held liable. Now the issue, as you guys know, is if you want to go sue somebody, even if you're in the right to sue them and win money, they have to be collectible.
Exactly.
They got to have money that you can win, and most people don't. right? Most people don't show shit.
Well, it's the problem with the rental game is you're making something that would, I mean, now it's different, but something, well, let's take it like 5 years ago. You're making something that's not, has a high barrier to entry. You're making it low barrier to entry for people that don't usually have access to it.
But you nailed it right there, is you have to be careful of who you rent the car to. I don't rent to just anybody. I turn down 90% of clients that want to rent, and I accept 10. And the 10% that I accept are recurring clientele that come back every weekend, every month. So I don't even have to go and rent to the dude that has a Corolla on his policy that I've never rented to. You know, like I don't rent to hood guys. I do not rent to hood guys. I only rent to people that have a nice car on policy. You know, they have an Amex that they can provide a secondary insurance coverage. Like, and it's not even, it's just me protecting myself in the business.
No Hialeah renters?
Sorry?
No renters from Hialeah or anything like that?
Hell no. I had my fair share, and it was pretty brutal. Broward County, as you can imagine. And there was a time, dude, where we were excited. We just got a Urus. We wanted to rent to just everybody. And first Urus I got in my fleet, I had almost stolen. We got it back, but it was almost stolen. Dudes trashed the car. And there was a photo that surfaced on Instagram of them standing on the hood and the roof, flexing their guns.
Wow.
And they all looked like Kodak Black. So
dude.
No backwoods in the Rolls Royces, huh?
Nothing, no.
No, that's an OG experience.
But I've had Rolls Royces come back from like booby trap with like booby trap cups in them and just trash.
That's a Miami experience right there. You have to.
But you can avoid those clients. Like even Cam, bro. Cam's killing it out here. And I asked him, I said, you haven't dealt with any issues? No accidents, no smoking in the car? I said, no, not one. He's like, I turned down 90% of the clients that we get.
Yeah. And we just had his Urus last weekend.
It's sick, right?
Yeah. Amazing. Super clean.
Captain seats are nice.
Smelled good. The Alcantara steering wheel wasn't all matted down. It's clean. Yeah. Great spec.
Very. Yeah, you picked me up in the airport on that. It was fire.
Yeah, I was just driving it this weekend.
Yeah, it's sick. But you just got to be careful with who you rent to, you know? And everybody thinks that you got to rent to just anybody to make money. Dude, there's a lot of people that want to rent cars that are really solid people. You know, as long as you can tell that they're going to take care of your car, you're not going to have any issues. Yeah. But when you rent to those that you can tell aren't going to take care of your car, you're going to have major issues.
I think that's the major problem, though, is like that answer is a experienced in the business answer.
Yes.
Because someone who's just starting out, you just go and buy a fucking 6-figure car and you get people through the door. You're just
trying to make your money back.
You're not going to turn those people.
Imagine you have somebody that wants to pay you 5 days, $1,000 a day, and your payment's $3,000 a month. Your first rental.
It's right there.
And the dude's saying, I'll pay you cash right now for the car.
Profit is in your face.
Right? You just started the business. It's your first exotic car. How do you turn that down, even if you have a gut feeling that this guy's going to do some weird shit?
It's hard.
Most people won't turn that money down. But like you said, it just comes with experience, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets excited when they start a new business, especially if it starts popping off in the beginning. Everybody wants to make money. But not all money is good money.
Fuck no.
And
fast money is usually bad money.
100%. And I went through a lot of headaches to figure that out. You know, I had drug dealers that would rent my cars for a whole month, $25K up front for a Maybach GLS 600. Dude, that car came back trashed, impound. I had to take it out of the impound, like all these different things.
What's the worst story you've had renting cars?
Probably the Huracan SCO blowing up. That sucked. And that was my boy renting it too, which was the worst part.
That's fucking top tier.
Yeah, I had a car abandoned in an intersection in Fort Lauderdale. The guy just left it there. I killed the engine because he wasn't bringing the car back. So he just left it, and it was like damaged, like you can't believe, like the whole.
He didn't want to bring it back when he was supposed to. You killed the engine. So
the rental time was up. We were hitting him up. He wasn't responding, and I have trackers, like hard trackers in all my cars that you'll never be able to find with kill switches. He's just driving north. I was like, dude, this guy's not bringing the car back. He's not responding. The car is moving north. I said, fuck it. I killed the engine, and obviously the car stops. So we get in the car. We drive up there. By the time we got there, he wasn't there, and car was trashed. Every side of the car was dented. Door handle ripped off, scratched to pieces.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Urus.
Urus.
Brand new. And the interior, I think he was looking for the trackers, because the interior, there was a lot of pieces in the interior that were ripped off, and all the wiring was showing.
Oh, for sure, looking for the trackers.
I think he was looking for the trackers.
What happened with that car? Were you able to claim that out?
We lost the claim because the policy wasn't active. We didn't ask that question.
So just rookie, just fucking experiences.
We asked the question. We said, hey, does this policy cover rentals? Yes. You know, all these different things. Boom, we realized he canceled the policy a week before.
So these are all the things that people learn in your school.
Yep.
So step one, I wanted to get into exotic rentals without saying, join my school. What's the move? Just
learn the business, you know. It's a really high liability business. like those that bash the rental business, they're right in the sense of there's a lot of people that will just rent cars blindly and they get crushed. And now the rental business has a really bad name. But somebody like myself, I've been in the business for 2.5 years. I've never lost a total loss. I've never had a car stolen. I've made 7 figures renting cars out. And I have only positive things to say about the business because I know what I'm doing. So it's one of those things where you just have to dial in your processes and your systems, really understand how everything works, and also really close every loophole that you can to the best of your abilities, right? Like I said, there's that one loophole that's really hard to close, but you can if you rent to the right people. And if somebody comes with a group of 4, verify all their IDs, add them all as additional drivers, and you're going to be good, right? So there's all these little things that you can do to protect yourself. But dude, I have a broker chat with like 150 brokers and 400 students. Bro, there's people that go no insurance rentals. I need a no insurance Huracan, and people will do it. They will rent a Huracan no insurance. And by no insurance, what that means is they're using the primary driver's insurance to cover the vehicle. Bro, you're never going to get coverage that way. Especially if there's a police report that shows that I was the driver on your Urus, right? You're not getting coverage. Your insurance company's not covering you. You weren't the driver. You're cooked.
You're cooked.
But there's a lot of idiots in the business. A lot of people that don't know what they're doing. And they give the business a really bad name. So my job is to educate those that come into my inner circles on exactly how the business works. And dude, nobody in my inner circles ever had a total loss. Nobody's ever had a car stolen. And they're all winning claims that when they have to open claims.
It's a real fucking deal.
Yeah.
It's a really profitable business when you know what you're doing. Is it a high stress business? Yeah. Is it a headache business? Yeah, like every business.
All cars are, bro.
All cars, you know?
Let me ask you.
Yeah, when you're dealing with 30 cars, think about one exotic car, right? Engine light comes on, turbo blows, but imagine 30, right?
It's a fucking pain.
Yeah, what is that even like, juggling all the maintenance?
So I work with investors. I actually don't own any of the cars in my fleet. We own the Maybach GLS. That's the only car, but every other car is an investor vehicle. I own my personal cars. I don't rent out. So maintenance is on them. Monthly payments, insurance is on them. We do 50-50 split, and that's it. So I have no liability or expenses to those cars.
Wow.
And I take 50%, which is amazing.
That's quite the business model.
That's a fantastic business
Dude, I have no expenses. And if a car gets totaled or needs, we have to open a claim and it's sitting for 3 months, I'm not making the monthly payments. Yeah. They understood the risks associated. Now it's my job to get them paid out, which, if they front the repair and 3 months of monthly payments, yeah, we'll get that back from the attorneys. But like, I don't come out of pocket on any of that. So, which is, in my opinion, the best business model. And that's the biggest thing I teach these guys, like how to get investor cars, because it's super easy, bro. It's the easiest part of the business.
How many of these people are they just giving you the car to rent out, or is it their personal car that they're renting out on the side?
Both.
When people rent them.
Dude, I have people on Instagram that I've never met before across the country buying me cars and ship them out to me. I had a dude in Oregon buy me a Urus S, brand new, $270,000. He needed to buy it as a tax write-off, shipped it down. I never even met the guy, ever. What's your address? Car's gonna be there in a week. Shows up on my door. Brand new Urus S. Like, the level of trust is insane. And that comes from credibility.
Personal branding.
100%.
Personal branding. That's it.
People across the country will trust me with their vehicle based off of my personal brand. Because they're going to be like, this guy's face is everywhere. He has such a big following. He has all these success stories. He's never going to do me dirty.
Because you've got a lot to lose.
Exactly.
DM me the word exotic.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
I got you. See, yeah, exactly. The guy that's face is not all over Instagram has a lot more to lose.
And that's why I tell my students.
Or has nothing to lose. Yeah. Because no one knows him anyway.
And that's why you got to build proof of concept. You got to show people that you know what you're doing. You're already making money off cars. You can present them with, an estimate of what they can earn per month off that car. And if you can show them real numbers that you're doing, they're going to be a lot more inclined to work with you. But when you're brand new, like, hey, bro, I'm starting my business. I have no experience. Can I have your Huracan and rent it out? They'd be like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
Yeah,
so that's why I always recommend my guys to go get a shitty-ass C300 for 20, 30 grand, put a couple grand down, and just build proof of concept with that car. It's an easy car to get out. Payment's going to be low. Rent it for $100 a day.
A C300?
C300
is that easy to rent?
Great
Private?
starter car. Private.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably like a $50 a day car in Turo, and my guys are getting like $100, $150 a day private.
So you find a broker for that, or just Facebook Marketplace, or how does someone even rent out a C300?
Both. Brokers are huge. Facebook Marketplace is a great spot too.
Yeah.
And then we teach them how to find clients in other ways too. There's different ways, like through your personal network, obviously Instagram, TikTok even, Google ads, Facebook ads. I never ran ads. I never really had to, because I started working with brokers right away, and I was getting so much business through that, and then I managed to build a pretty big brand. But when you're starting out, a lot of my guys are getting really good rentals off of Google ads and Facebook ads. Because, dude, nowadays, and I tell people this all the time, the car rental market isn't going anywhere. I think it's growing year after year. Look at interest rates. Look at how much money you need to get into a car. Look at how long the terms are. Or you can go rent a Lamborghini for the weekend with no long-term commitment, $1,000, enjoy it, boom, give the car back. That's it. Mm-hmm. People love that. Like me coming to Cali, like, dude, I'm going to rent an exotic car. I'm going to hit up my boys. Even if I didn't know Cam and those guys, I would still reach out to a company.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, what can you do one of yours for me? 3 days. And I'll do it.
That's what I did in Miami my fucking last like 6-7 years. Every time I went to Miami, I was like, I need something.
You need it.
And then I built a relationship with people.
Exactly.
And now I can go down there and do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
And now we got a better relationship than ever.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah.
Even though you're the third Miami rental that we've had on the podcast.
Literally, bro.
Who else have you had?
Leron from MPH Club.
Okay.
That was the guy that I rented my first like exotic.
His prices are crazy.
His shit is crazy. His shit is crazy. He's the OG.
Premium.
He's OG.
His showroom is insane.
I've taken a lot of his investors.
Nice.
And then Matt.
Our boy Matt from MVP.
Matt MVP. Yeah, those are like the OGs. They've been around for forever.
They're the OGs.
Matt's been doing rentals for like 10 years, MPH Club too. But, bro, you know what's weird about these guys? And this is where I think the credibility comes in. If you go to their page, you won't find a single client rental. There's no client testimonial list. There's no client highlights of cars going out. If you go to my page, over 300 videos of my cars going out to clients, the days, sometimes even how much that car just made me. And I think that is what set me, not apart, but I think that's what made me scale so fast. Is like, I'm transparent. I show the numbers. I show the rentals. And nobody else does that. My students that are doing well do that. And dude, they're getting so many investor cars. People love to see that. I posted a McLaren GT going out today. 3 days is at like 20,000 views, like 150 likes. Like people love to see.
The matte black one?
Yeah, it's nasty.
The other thing is you're very transparent about the fact that they're not your cars.
Yes.
And a lot of these other businesses, I don't think it's common knowledge that a lot of these rental cars aren't owned by the business. And, you look a little more baller if you're like, I have 60 cars. I've got 30 cars, whatever.
But then somebody that knows about cars is going to instantly go, that's unrealistic. You got millions and millions of dollars liquid, insane credit. Like no bank's going to approve you on 30 cars at once. It just, so for me, I was like, I'm not even going to say that these are my cars, right? I think it's going to serve me more benefits saying they're not my cars.
I would argue that most people would believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not thinking about it as Jayden's got 30 cars rented out from a bank. Or financed out from a bank. It's your business.
Right.
You've proven you can make money on the cars, so they're giving you more money for more cars.
Because they're risk-free. They're lower risk.
Right. But you prove it, right?
And the issue with that too, like when I started doing the coaching program, I was like in my head, if I say these cars are mine, instantly most people are going to be like, this isn't the business for me. It's unattainable. Mm-hmm. Right? But if I go, none of these cars are mine. They're easy to get. Now you got the guy that just graduated college that always loved cars. Be like, all right, I'll give this a try. And
lower the barrier to entry.
Exactly. But that just comes from transparency, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a baller. Before this, I didn't have crazy money to go buy cars. I bought a Gran Turismo for $50,000 with my business partner, and that was about it.
MC?
Yeah, MC was badass, dude. Nicest sounding car. Slow as hell, but nicest sounding car.
Nice.
And I had no issues with that car.
Amazing paddles,
2 years. Too. Amazing paddles. And everybody bashes Maserati's reliability. I had no issues. It was so reliable, dude.
It's a toss-up.
Yeah. I think it's the same as McLaren. It's hit or miss. Mm-hmm. You're either going to have one that lives in the shop or you're going to have one that doesn't, that's bulletproof.
100%. I want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it right away, but maybe you have an instant answer.
Okay.
What's the slimiest thing you've seen in the Miami automotive world?
Ooh, the slimiest thing that I've seen.
I know there's some slimy shit going on all day long in Miami.
Well, as you guys know, Miami is famous for...
Same as here, but...
Miami's famous for the fake kits. Fake Brabus, fake Banster, and a lot of people will flex them like they're real. You have a lot of dealerships that will sell them as if they're real as well. I think that's pretty slimy.
100%. Especially selling it as real.
Yeah. There's a dealership, I'm not going to mention any names. They have like 5 open lawsuits with Brabus right now for selling fake kits advertised as real.
I can imagine who it is.
Yeah. Because this is the thing. If you go on to certain dealership websites and they have a Mansory G-Wagon or whatever it is, but it's not real, it won't be advertised as Mansory. It'll say wide body kit or custom body kit. Like there's a dealership that I know really well. They have a custom G-Wagon, Mansory. And it says Mansory all over the car. But if you go to the description, it says custom body kit, custom paint, custom wheels. And that's how you know it's fake. Whereas when my car was listed for sale, it literally said Mansory by Stallone, 1 of 10. And when you have dealerships listing fake as real, that's when you're just going to get in a lot of trouble. And you have people buying these cars thinking they're real too.
Yeah.
The issue is you'll have a lot of retail buyers that will go buy a G63 stock, throw a kit on it, and think they can get $350,000 for the car. And the naive buyer will go and see like, holy shit, interior is done, performance is done. This got to be a real kit, and they'll go buy that car for $350 when the car's worth $150,000. I think that's the slimiest thing.
Just get up close to the car, because these $10,000 kits from China
They don't look
do
good.
not look. Go look at the carbon weave. There's going to be like mistakes all up in the weave. They don't look legit when you get close to them.
I looked at a G-Wagon.
I don't think people realize that. Like, just get close to the car. If it doesn't look like it's a $200,000 product,
It looks plasticky.
yes, then it's not real.
Not real. And usually when carbon's super glossy, it's a huge giveaway as well. And the weave just looks terrible, like you said.
You got a bunch of mistakes. Like Brabus, you're not going to see mistakes in the weave.
Oh, no. 100%. And they're also going to miss certain things that a real kit would have. And the real kits come with certificates. Like my Mansory has a whole binder of all the stamps, the cards, the whole build, like literally to a T.
Box and papers.
Everything.
Yeah, literally.
It's
Box and card.
He's got box
It's
and
the
papers.
same, it's the same as this right here. This with box and papers is $50,000. Without it, what's it worth?
22, 26.
22.
This fucking thing's naked. Those things go for a dump.
Oh, yeah. 100% because there's no credibility.
It's not.
Right.
And they have to fucking open the watch up, verify all this shit like
Right,
that.
but
It's
you
not
can
worth
still
it.
have someone open the watch up and verify it.
Could be a hot
100%.
wash, could be stolen. Right,
Yeah.
that's a huge thing
That's
as well.
a huge fucking thing.
Huge
Especially
thing.
down here, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They actually just busted a guy down here that has like 40 of them hot.
Really?
We think it's one of our buddies that got a watch stolen like a while ago. This happened like 2 days ago. That
That's
shit.
crazy.
But they caught a whole rink.
But you know, there's a thing going around where people are making one-on-one clones that look identical. My boy was selling them $3K for a day-date. And if you put it next to like a real day-date, no difference. The
Well,
waist the same.
The outer is
outer's
all legit.
It's all the movement.
It's the inner workings.
And it's also the quality. This is real rose gold. That's where a lot of the value comes from. Where like a fake it'll be like metal plated, dipped, but it looks so good. Somebody's gonna be like, fuck it, I'll pay $3,000 for a fake day-date. Who cares?
Yeah, it's Miami.
And maybe if you're going out,
I got to show up to Kiki on the
no,
river
but honestly, maybe if
with
you're,
the bust down.
maybe if you're going out, it's smarter to wear the fake shit than the real
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
Because if you get pulled up on, who cares?
Depends on it depends on what you're doing. Depends on what you're doing. If you're going out to places you know, you're like, especially in Miami, because Miami has fucking changed.
Yeah.
South Beach is not South Beach. It's
it's terrible.
It's a jungle now. It's fucking,
Ratchet as hell.
It's ridiculous.
They have curfews now.
It's disgusting, bro.
It's
So like
terrible.
Miami's
Curfew.
differences. Yeah, bro. It's,
In Florida?
yeah.
it's fucking wild.
That's
Sounds
saying
pretty
something.
communist to me.
That's saying something.
Bro, because 3 a.m. in South Beach is literally like GTA 6.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rules.
Yeah.
People are in the middle. I remember driving one time because I forgot last time I was there. Who
Got
else
so
was
bad they had to call Canada for advice.
Bro, literally, they had to
Deadass.
ship them down. They had to ship one down there. Canada was like, we'll send you our best guy.
Yeah, yeah.
No, dead ass.
He'll write up he'll write up a curfew for him for
Deadass, bro.
you and everything.
That's why I came down here, bro. They sent me.
Yeah.
They said that.
Trudeau, my boy.
No shout out for Trudeau.
No, hell no.
Well, Gavin's my boy out here. Gavin to Gavin.
Fuck
Is
Gavin.
that the?
Fuck both
sure.
Gavins.
Hey, come
Yeah.
on. Dang, that's wild. You won't see him on any of the clips next week.
That's fair.
Who?
Me.
No.
I just said fuck both Gavins.
Oh,
Newsom and then McDaniel over here too.
That's probably for a good reason. Man.
Yeah, the fake kits are wild.
Fake kits are wild, and
Well, congrats for having a real one.
thank you.
The coolest Mansory, I might say.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it also looks definitely. I'm not a huge Urus Mansory guy. I think they look kind of weird. I'm a wide body Urus guy, wide body Cully guy.
Yeah.
Mansory colors look cool with the wide body kit.
The Urus Mansory, I think, is my least favorite Mansory.
Me too.
kit.
The back is all weird with the spoiler at the top. It just looks with the triangle exhaust. I don't know. It's a little weird.
I like the car. That's
Why is
why
the
it's so
front? The
good.
front looks like
I'd rather a 1016.
the front looks like
Urus.
Predator.
I'd rather a 1016 Urus.
Like the mask on Predator.
Yes. No, like the not mask. When his mouth is open, he's like.
But you know what's funny? Whenever I'm showing somebody the 812, I instantly pull out the papers and I instantly tell them it's real because I don't want them to think because there's so much fake shit going on that it's fake. I'm like, dude, this is. I don't know if you know. Here's
Right,
the papers.
right.
Check this out. Go ask the guy down the street if he's got this.
Because you don't want to be the fake guy in Miami.
Exactly.
There's plenty of them.
100%.
And you get sniffed out. Too many people are trying to pass as real.
Very fast.
And they're fake.
The issue is with those fake stuff, you just got to sell retail. Like I had a S580. It had I bought it with the Brabus exterior kit on it. I popped the mufflers out, and the mufflers had serial numbers and everything. So I was like, damn, I wonder. And it sounded great, but I bought it for $90,000. A real Brabus S-Class going for $200 minimum, and I sold it for $100. Anybody buying a Brabus S-Class for $100 knows it's fake. Same as a Brabus G-Wagon. A fake one, you'll find a fake one for $140, $150, but that's cool. That's what it should be worth. Throw $20K on top, like no one's batting an eye. But if you're gonna price it as like real, like my Mansory A12 Stallone's $200,000 over a normal A12 Stallone or A12 Superfast, right? Like that alone should tell you that this is the real deal. And there's always gonna be like somebody like myself. I'd rather spend the money on that than a normal A12 because it's just so badass and it's so good for content, so good for branding, so sick, so cool. Yeah, you know. And there's always gonna be a buyer. There's always
be a buyer.
It might take you a little bit longer than a normal ass car, but you'll find a buyer that wants the real Mansory Stallone, maybe as a collector item or maybe to drive like us.
It's a networking thing too. Having access to the buyers.
100%.
You've become a hub for it.
100%.
So for you, it's fucking easy.
Well, now I have 165,000 followers of buyers because they're all car guys. Where, dude, when I posted my S-Class for sale, I sold it within like 30 minutes. I had probably 30 DMs. Hey, bro, I'm super interested. Send me the info. Send me the VIN. I'll buy it right now. Like crazy. And that's why I carry a lot of business because it's easy for me to sell cars, especially if the deal's good, you know? Mm-hmm. Like I kind of know what I like most people will like, I think. So... if I post like a cool car.
It's a dangerous thought, but
no, I think so.
I feel you. I feel you.
So. I think I got the best taste out there. Come on. So if I like it, the whole world has to like it
100%.
for sure.
I feel like I usually agree with you. So.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's crazy too because what I've also realized in this automotive world, especially with like the buying and selling, most people don't know the value of the car. Like if I go up to somebody and say, hey bro, your SF90 is worth $350, that's what I'll take it on trade for. They're gonna be like, okay. Fucking wow, I lost $200,000 in a year? Fuck it, okay. The dealer's telling me it's worth $350. It has to be worth $350.
It's crazy how many people don't look. They don't even look.
Bro, I had a guy message me on TikTok 2 days ago. Hey, bro, I have a Huracan Spider, 11,000 miles. If I sold it to you, what would you buy it for? I don't really know what it's worth. I said 150. It's like a 200K car. I was like, I'll give 150 for it. He's like, all right, that seems like a good deal. Okay, let me think about it for a day. Like they don't know, bro, and they're too lazy to go do like a quick market comparison. But like they don't. It's so crazy.
Autotrader.com.
That's it.
Make, model, year, sort.
Go with based off the miles, the year, the exactly.
It blows me away. It is crazy. I've seen that.
You've seen that, right?
I have seen that.
It's stupid. Crazy.
And then
bro.
even it not as some people are just trying to lowball, but it happens on the other side too, where you're selling a car and then you get some lowball offer or whatever, and like, oh, this is, but I think it's, or whatever. It sends you like a Kelly Blue Book. Who knows how they sandbagged it? You're like, yeah. Go find me one of these at the price you just sent me.
Exactly.
Go find me one. Send me a link, please.
But it's also like MMR too is a huge thing. Like dealers love to go out based off of MMR, but a lot of cars don't sell at MMR, right? Like they don't. Mm-hmm. So there's just so many different, especially with specs. It's really hard to really give that car a certain value. Like, especially with specs. People will do that all the time. They'll take a base spec car and compare it with a high spec and say, well, I just found this car for $50K less. Right. You're selling your car at this price for the same miles. So, dude, my car's $100,000 higher window sticker.
Yeah. Look at the options of that.
But
does that car have murdered out interior?
Yep.
And there's all I think
Red Alcantara?
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
There's too many hands in the pot sometimes on deals too. That's the fucking killer.
Yes.
Everybody gets too greedy. Everyone wants a little piece, and then they want to go to certain finance companies and get a kickback and stuff like that. There's not enough people.
Says the guy with his hand in the cookie jar.
Hey, I put my hand in the cookie jar when it's necessary.
And I think,
but my hand's not. My hand's not in the cookie jar.
Right.
I want them to take your cookie out, give me my crumb, and give me my crumb.
Break a little piece off.
That's it, because there's value. If you're providing value, you deserve to be in the thing.
It's different than going, hey, make it 2 cookies so I can get a cookie.
Exactly. It's not how it works.
Break me a little piece of the cookie off.
That's
exactly.
It. That's all I want.
But my biggest pet peeve.
Okay.
I can respect it.
Thank you.
My biggest pet peeve when it comes to like people financing cars is like they always shop around with the lowest rate. It's like, bro, you're arguing about a 0.3% difference. Like I'm just not.
If you're
like
there,
that,
you shouldn't be in buying the car.
Dude,
if that's where your mindset is.
Exactly. And I'm always thinking about how much money can I make off of something too. So 100%. I don't really care if I'm getting 2% higher than what it should be. Bro, on a nice car, I can build my brand around it. I can market it. It's going to make me more money than the added interest rate or whatever it might be. You know, maybe it's a higher down payment than I wanted to do. Like people are too picky, man, and they'll fight for every little percent. And they do it for ego. It's not based off anything else. Especially in the car world, people love to negotiate when they're buying a car and be like dicks about it. You know,
yeah.
And you see it all the time. Like, it's just I hate
buying
that.
Buying a car. Like traditionally is the biggest scam in existence.
Oh yeah.
Where you're walking into an environment where they have what you want and they fucking
Marked
know
up.
that you're there for what they have.
Yep.
But someone else has
scam.
one too. That's the other thing.
It's the biggest scam. Yeah, but people don't know how to leverage it. They walk in there and they're like, okay, I'm ready to get fucked. Fuck me. That's all that it is.
You know the other thing that always blows me away? People go and buy a car and they have no clue what the car is going to be worth.
Yes.
They don't look up like what is a 3-year-old version of this car like worth? What does it sell for today?
Bro, it's
And do the math. And then they look up and they lose $70,000 on a car they bought 3 years ago and they're blown away. I'm like,
Yep.
you could have just gone on Auto Trader.
Yep.
You would have known that to begin with.
bro, so many people DM me, hey bro, can you make a video on the jelly market? Bro, just go look at Auto Trader, bro. What do you mean on the jelly? Hey bro, can you go do a video on the Cayenne Turbo S market? I'm really interested in one. It's like, bro, what the fuck? I'm not gonna make a whole video on this car that's probably gonna have 100 views because no one cares about it.
Just go look at the new price. Go look at a couple
Exactly.
used prices.
That's
Look
it.
at how it changes between the mileage and the years.
That's it. That's it.
That's why I don't feel bad when it comes to like us living a certain life, us doing certain shit. Equality's not real.
No.
There are people that literally deliberately choose to be the way they are.
Yes.
Brainless and just walk through life at no purpose.
Oh.
And there's people that choose to be mentally conscious of their life and go in a certain direction. And I don't feel bad for people anymore.
Bro, you could put a blueprint in front of someone's face, step by step on how to make $1 million within 30 days. And because the 1% is the action that they need to take, they won't do it because they're lazy. It's crazy, bro. I mean, the amount of free information that's out there is insane.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's quite literally you could learn almost any subject for free.
For free.
And then the experience is only difference at that point. But you can
100%.
learn and start for free
Oh, yeah.
and just scale at that point.
Oh, geez, so many people jump into the inner circle, and we have everything lined out, and they'll say, like, hey, bro, how do I do the insurance verification? Like, bro, we have a whole template, step-by-step questions to ask. Like, you just, did you miss it, or did you decide not to read it? Like,
Right.
I'm confused as to what's going on here.
The inner circle is huge
Crazy,
value.
yeah.
I'm
Huge
confused
value
too.
from the inner circle.
Yeah.
I'm in the inner circle. I like it a lot.
Crazy.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Crazy.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
I would subscribe. Is this a subscription-based thing? Or how are you guys doing?
No, so the inner circle is actually a different platform. So I have two platforms,
So there's a school.
and then the
there's
inner circle.
Got
Inner
it.
circle. You're in the school.
Yeah.
School's cool.
Yeah.
It's good.
I got to
Yeah.
get in the inner circle.
We'll get in that
Yes,
inner
I'll add
circle.
you.
I want
I'll
to
add
be.
you.
I want to be at the table at Komodo. That's all I want.
Hell
That's
yeah.
actually sitting
I'll
there.
add you.
That's all I want.
It's a lot of value, I must say. I have just over 700 students, and bro, I haven't heard a single negative review. I have multiple students making over $50,000 a month now. One of my guys, Brian, he's 24, making like 60 grand a month. He has 22
Fuck yeah.
cars, all other people's cars,
Fuck yeah.
and he has no employees. It's just him. He
Well,
just
so
bought a
he's-
$30,000 chain, bro, for his birthday.
What part of the
Fuck
country?
yeah.
Orlando.
Orlando?
Killing
what
it,
the
bro.
fuck in
Bro,
Orlando?
I just met him. I just went to Orlando the other day with my boy on a PJ, and we took him back on the PJ. He's never
Fuck
been on
yeah.
one, and he was like going crazy.
Fuck,
Like,
that's awesome.
that was sick.
Those fucking
ready for this?
yeah, hit me.
That was sick.
No, you ready for this?
Oh, I'm stupid ready for this. Yeah, bro. Those Disney World rentals are probably going fucking stupid.
Oh,
out the
yeah.
Yim Yam.
Dude, he gets crazy rentals. I don't even know how, but crazy.
Let's roll the guest questions.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Every guest gets the same questions.
All right.
You're not immune. Number
Let's do
one.
it.
What's the most overrated car today?
GT3 RS.
GT3
yeah.
RS. Didn't even have to
Fuck
think
yeah.
about
I
it.
didn't even think about it. That was
What makes it the most overrated car today?
Dude, the price tag, number one. I think the performance is amazing, of course.
Even though
but-
they're coming down?
Yeah.
At what-
Even though
low-end.
the market is tanking,
Bro,
technically.
I wouldn't buy anything that's mass produced so above MSRP unless it's like limited.
Yeah.
I just think the value's inflated.
At what price does it hit that you go, okay, that makes sense?
I think like high twos, like just above MSRP, I think is a good buy for sure. You still have 991s, GT3 RSs, like clean low miles, going for like mid twos, low twos. So I think that would be a good buy at that price. But even like 320, you're gonna lose 60 grand, 50 grand over time. It's not gonna be like an immediate dump.
Sure.
But like, bro, those cars have no miles that are being sold for 330, 320. We're talking 1,300 miles,
You're not paying $350 and making money.
No.
Most likely.
or even holding value.
No, you're just trying to mitigate how much am I going to lose if I do X, Y, and Z.
We're 2 years into the production run,
Yeah.
right? So they're flooding the market every single year. The 23s are going to get cheaper every single year, right? Until they really hit close to MSRP, you're really not safe in that car.
It's very fucking true.
And I just hate the community around it, dude. The Porsche community, bro.
I
is
agree.
fucking-
The Colt, baby.
the cult. They're
You and I- you and
brutal,
me,
bro.
Sienna, They're fucking.
They'll come
different.
after you.
They're brutal.
Yep.
They're brutal over their overhyped and overpriced cars, bro.
Don't you dare say the Lord's name in vain.
What's the most underrated car today?
any price tag, anything.
Yes.
Most underrated car? That's tough, bro. I think
A lot of options.
there's a lot of great options. And I think if I was just had a under 100K budget, dude, I'm going to still say the C7 Z06 for sure. And I also think the Audi R8, I think they're going to be a steal soon, like a 2020 plus. Dude, that car, if you can get that at like 120, 130 with low miles clean, oh, bro, that's a lot of car for the price tag. Because you still have...
More car for the price tag than a 650S Spider?
My dad had a 650S Spider, and I love that car. His was sick.
One. That's a fucking...
And that's a sick car. I mean,
maybe not as great of a value hold proposition, but it's definitely
I think
more
reliability
car.
is just a question there.
It's the reliability is scary.
If the 650 could be reliable, then sure. But the R8 is just so fucking dialed.
And you're going to have fun. It looks good. It's loud. You're gonna,
It's
you know?
so dialed.
And you're not going to have any major mechanical issues. And at that value, I think you're pretty safe. You still have older models like 2012s, 2014s in the high 90s, right? V10s. So I think that's a really good buy.
Oh, last question. You ready for this one?
So
it's going to be the hard one.
I'm excited to hear this one.
You have an unlimited budget to build a 3-car garage. Only 3 cars for all of your needs.
All right, I'm going to start. So you need an SUV. I'm going wide body Cully. Mandarin interior. I think that's so nasty.
So sick.
So wide body Cully for my little daily SUV.
What's the exterior color? If you say the same exterior color, I'll give you a kiss on the mouth right now.
I would do...
Sorry.
It's got to be... I like gloss black.
Gloss black. Okay.
Gloss black.
We're almost there.
You were going to say satin black?
Satin black.
Yeah.
We're almost there. It's okay.
I don't know if you were going to go with the gray.
The gray's cool
gray's
too.
hot too.
The Nardo gray is
Nardo's hot.
nasty,
Nardo's
bro.
hot.
That actually might be it.
With the little orange hand-painted stripe down the side,
dude,
too.
That's so nasty. With the Mandarin interior, yeah, that might be it.
Black 4Gs?
Yeah.
24s on that motherfucker.
You're nasty.
Woo!
Yeah,
We just built the whip.
Yeah,
$3,000 a day.
you, bro.
Oh, as like a
In
daily,
Miami.
like, dude, you can't beat the...
Bro,
can't beat
rolling
that.
down 8th Street. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, chilling.
So you have the SUV. I mean, you need a hyper. If you got no budget, you need a hyper.
Have to.
I'm not going Chiron Pure Sport. I kind of want to say the Veneno just because it's $14 million.
Fuck yeah.
Which is cool. Maybe even like Bugatti Divo. Those are sick, around 15, 20 mil as well.
Devo is sick.
But I do love the Valhalla is insane. The Aston Martin.
Disgusting.
Oh my
Disgusting
god, bro.
fucking car, bro.
But out of those, I'd probably choose the Divo just because it's, top tier Bugatti, crazy. The Tourbillon looks crazy that's coming out.
That might
Very
be my favorite
crazy.
car. in
Yeah.
existence.
Looks very crazy.
Crazy. Maybe
Everything
that
they
car.
did right. They
Yeah.
did everything right on a car.
Everything.
Everything right.
Maybe that car.
Yeah.
No Jesko? No love for the Koenigsegg?
I love the Koenigsegg.
Well, you do have another pick still, so I don't know.
Could go 2 hypers. Yeah, I mean,
It's an unlimited
unlimited
budget,
budget,
so
whatever the
why,
fuck you want.
Yeah.
why would you not?
Whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Then I'd probably go, I think the Jesko. I think that's a nasty fleet. You got the 2 hypercars, you mix and match. You got the Cully, wide body
The
for
calm
daily.
Cully. The calm Cully.
Dude, and having those 2 hypers, you want something calm.
You need it.
Because even you have a V12 Screaming Aventador, I've got a V12 Screaming A12. You gotta have a chill car on the side.
What is your chill car? The SF90?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a fucking chill car.
Sick chill car.
Mine's a fucking
That is
G63. That's
That's fire though.
That's my
too.
chill car.
No, that's fire.
That's a
I
chill
had
car.
the S Class as mine, the Brabus.
That is a chill car.
As I'm saying,
I
but
don't know
like
why you're
he,
using quotes.
no, because
Yeah.
he has a fucking SF90
Oh,
as
yeah.
his chill
Yeah.
car.
His is a chill car.
chill car.
Yours
Yeah.
is just no
My bad. I
quotes.
meant it
Chill
like
car.
that. His
Yeah.
is a chill car. My bad.
But the G-Wagon is such a good car though.
It's an amazing car.
Goated.
It's always going to be a car that everybody loves. It does everything well.
Wait till you see my spec.
Yeah.
I have like
we'll check it out.
old classic Jaguar look spec.
Oh, fire.
You're
Is
like-
it green?
Yeah.
With like a tan interior?
Yeah.
Oh, fire.
It's just
When you
hot.
said Jaguar spec, right? I knew.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
It had to
It's
be
just
green and tan.
hot. It's just hot. Just wait.
Had to be.
Had
It's
to
just
be.
hot.
No other option.
That's
Literally.
fire.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
Bro, this
Thank you
has
guys
been
for having me.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's
That
been a
was awesome.
blast.
The day I think I was because we both have the Instagram account and I have notifications on because I'm autistic, so I fucking just all day long. And I saw you remix one of our videos, and I was like, oh shit, let's see what this is about. And I saw that, and I was like, all right, let's get him on the podcast. And then I was thinking because we go to Miami, I'm a Miami slut, bro. Like I'm Cuban. Okay, can pick up on
She's
that.
Cuban too.
Look at that. We'll talk after. But I go to Miami all the fucking time. So we went last year. I took all the boys down there. That's when we did Liram and all that shit like that. We make it a yearly thing, and eventually
Sick.
it'll be multiple times.
Was that you? You messaged me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super
So
I
I was
remember
like-
you said we said, bro, we got to run a pod. And I was like, dude, 100%. And then you said you're going to come down in Q1, right?
Yes,
April.
Exactly. Yeah. So then all of a sudden I end up on fucking Cam's call, and I was like,
how did you meet Cam, by the way, before we...
The Asian kid right here. He runs the social media for all those guys.
Oh, shit.
All the social media pages he runs. So then, like,
and how did you meet Cam?
Carlos.
Oh, through Carlos. Small world, man.
Bro, 100%. Bro, I ended up in your I took your Zoom call. That's what I just sat down because he was telling me stream. I was like, what fucking stream are you on? And I'm seeing you chilling there, and you're like, yeah, well, this and that. And I was like, that fucking who I think it is?
That's so funny.
That's
bro.
exactly how it happened.
I want to get you on an inner circle call.
Let's do it.
Bro, maybe I'll have you as a guest speaker.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We usually get like 70, 80 guys on there.
Let's run it.
And it's fire.
I'm down. Whatever you want from me, I'll provide.
Let's do it on Monday.
Value. Consider it done.
All right,
what time?
We do them 8 p.m. Eastern. So 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Eastern. I could probably make it.
You gonna last 30 minutes?
I can make it. I'll just I normally close up and I go home. I'll just close up and stay in the office.
Okay.
There'll be no one. I'll be uninterrupted. It's perfect.
Fire. Let's do
Consider
it.
Done.
That'd be awesome.
Done.
Let's do it.
Well, that's Supercar Connection.
Let's do it, bro.
We're out.
We're out.
Hell yeah.